So, in the last session, you all managed to encounter the big bad you've been chasing for so long, Silas Worrell. After approaching his Monostone tree where you believed a Planetower was being kept hostage, a trap was sprung, and your ally, Brudrin the Bronze, was captured, seemingly in a force cage too powerful for those around you to break open, as Issa attempted to use his highest level spell slot, and it had no effect. As the Monostone tree started to drain Brudrin, the posse of Silas Worrell rolled up inside the tree, where Mason very impressively held the door.
Yep. With axe in hand.
I just wanted to ask him a question.
Swinging cod in the other.
Yeah. Silas, realizing that he's not going to get a chance to talk to Mason, decided to go up to the top of the tree and attempt to use his words to sway you that this is probably not the best idea.
Joke's on you, we're too stupid for that.
What she said.
Sucks to think that we have more than 4 brain cells collectively.
Yep.
Most of them?
Outside the party.
It's all Issa.
Yeah, and with that, a fight ensued. There was tables that turned multiple times. Attempts to throw Silas off the top of his perch failed a couple of times.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Eventually leading to Silas getting away or fleeing
Bish.
as he saw himself losing the other.
A coward.
We ended the session with Ro and Ophelia thunderstepping. Was it thunderstepping? Yeah. Arriving atop this tree in a explosion of thunderous noise, only to see the last remnants of magic as Silas teleported away. Below, within the tree, as Silas teleported away, all of the remaining bandits and mercenaries that were working with him seemingly turned on Cordast's chin and killed him.
No, he was unconscious.
He was unconscious for
Someone else killed him.
Someone else killed him.
dropped him down to the point where he was bleeding out, at which point Mason decided to finish the job.
I don't know if that's finishing the job. It's kind of...
The job is finished.
The job is very much finished.
It's like they fired you, but you're still there.
The job can't get much more done than it currently is, or currently is being finished.
So
Mason's just beating his mate.
So that's where.
Getting Cordast's
So that's where we are. The fighting seems to have ended. People seem to be sort of licking their wounds. There's still the occasional sort of that you can hear from the top of the tree as lightning seems to be drawn out from within this force cage. You can see up at the top, you can see Brudrin like screaming in agony, but you can't hear it.
Right. And we can hear...
Oh yeah. Down below, inside the hollow of this tree, Callian and Issa stand amongst the bodies of many bandits and mercenaries, some armored, some not, as you can hear the sort of ever-present sound of echoing through the tree, as Mason turns Cordast's snout into a pancake.
Yeah, he's no longer Cordast's chin.
Nah, he isn't. There is no chin.
He's just Cordast now.
Cordast paste.
He's Cordast paste. So, What is it that you would all like to do?
So we can no longer hear like clashing swords or anything downstairs. We can just hear the punching.
You can hear. Well, I don't know if you can hear the punching from up the top because there is no longer an opening that goes up to the top.
It's closed off.
That closed off as
Shit. Okay.
Dude Man vanished.
Fuck.
I'm gonna rally everyone outside, including the silent ones, and just say, "Everyone, in. Let's go."
I thought it opened up again. Oh, okay.
And
I don't remember if it did or not, but I'm gonna say it's closed at the moment. So you can't really hear the beating of the court-ass chin that's happening downstairs.
Beat that chin.
As you start to rally the silent ones, they start to walk up, and Bevel seemingly appears from around the corner.
You'll get them.
And you see him sort of put something away under his cloak. He sort of nods at you and starts to walk up.
Yeah, I'll just look to see that Amara's coming as well.
Yep,
I'm gonna look
Amara
over
also walks up.
this side. He's gone.
He's safe up there.
Are we? I mean, there's just the thing above us, yeah.
Make a perception check.
That is nat 20.
Cool. There's the only thing up here is the branches there that are sort of angled inwards, Brutrin, up where it is in the force cage. The other thing that you also notice is that with that roll is that right below where Brutrin is, there is an arcane circle that's been sort of carved into the center of this tree, which seems to be active in the sense that there is like a shimmer to it.
I knew Bevel was placing those explosives or whatever they were.
Well, you saw Bevel go off to the side and go off to the
Pulling
side.
out his balls.
Yes.
No idea what those do.
Yeah, but you have no idea what those do.
Is this tree gonna explode anytime soon? I say to Bevel, like from above.
Why would you think that?
The things. Okay. There's an arcane
Again,
circle.
you don't know what
We
those
don't know what those are.
what those do.
No.
You don't know
Okay.
they're explosives. You don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
They're just, as far as you're concerned, they are
Weird players.
small,
have-
small
Right.
metallic balls.
Right, okay, never mind. I'll just say that, there's there's an arcane circle up here. And, do you want me to come down? Wants to come down?
I'll come up. I'm just heading in with all the others at the moment.
The doorway's blocked.
You head in and you can see in the middle of the room there is still an intricate circle of glyphs that's in the middle of the floor. And behind, halfway up, what look to be stairs that are jutting out of the side of the side wall of the tree. Halfway up that, you can see Mason still turning Cordas into more pulp.
Probably around that. I'm assuming you are still turning him into pulp. Probably around that time then would be when I finally close up behind him, just hand on Mason's shoulder. I think you got him.
We can't let him get away. Not right now.
And Isa pipes up. I've got one spell to take us to any one location. I haven't seen it, so it will be a bit of a risk, but I'm willing to take it. And you see him sort of wiping his... actually, no, he doesn't wipe his blade on his... you watch him just sort of flick it, and it just...
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Cool.
And then he stows it back into its sheath.
I'm assuming he's gone to one of his other camps. Does anyone have a way to look in on them? See if we can
So sort of stand up
figure
and
out
start
which
making
one
my
it
way.
is.
So sort of stand up and start making my way down. I'm just going to sort of kick Kodas's body off of the stairs.
Yep, it just flops onto the floor, and Amara pipes up. She says, I can do that. That shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Good. I'm gonna check over this, see if there's anything that could help us at all. I'm just gonna,
Maybe they have a way to use this in reverse. We should probably check the casters, just in case.
yes. I'm gonna try to check Quadast first, search over his body for anything, and then I'll go to the casters that are here.
So on Cordast's
So
body,
we just
I will assist.
eventually you'll find everything that's on his body. So there's like looting doesn't necessarily have to be a roll. Where is he?
I'm assisting nonetheless.
Cool.
Make it go faster.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick head count and then try see and notice that Ro and Ophelia aren't in here. I'll sort of go outside to see if I can see where they are.
We're up top.
Looking down over the edge.
Yeah. Ro would go over and see like where the door was, and just see if there's anything around there.
Cool.
Searching
So
for
Ro's gonna go to the door.
Where the door would be, like to the stairways down,
right.
like to check and see if there
Is
is.
there a switch marked open?
Right. Okay. Investigation check from Ro. Ro looks around up there, and there's no recess. There's no like little area. It's just smooth floor. Just because she also has a amount of knowledge of the arcane because.
Oh, she's advanced when it comes to looking at stone. Obsidian's a type of stone.
It's only history checks related to related to stone.
But yeah, no.
Less than
It's less than useful.
Knowing a little bit about sort of the arcane and stuff like that, she would probably come to the conclusion that Silas was manipulating the tree in some way, like the actual form of the tree in some way.
If you want to climb down, I'll try to catch you.
Get down!
If you try to climb down, I'll attempt to catch you. If you fall, it doesn't hurt that much though.
I have 19 hit points.
Ask them if they have rope. One of them has rope.
I do actually have a whole fuck ton of rope.
Do you have rope?
Yeah.
How much rope?
I got extra.
How much rope?
Based on the fall, it feels like about 90 feet down.
I have 100 foot of rope because
You're good.
yeah. I got the extra climbing rope.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got the.
I'm prepared. Okay.
All right, boys.
Oh, you actually did get climbing stuff as well,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Climbers rope.
Yeah.
The guy tried to upsell you on like climbing boots and shit.
I just got like little extra ice pick shoe things,
Yeah.
whatever. Can't remember what they're called. I live in Canada, I should remember this.
They're like
Alright.
clam-
Then I'll lose my rope.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
What's
this
worth
extra
more,
rope.
rope or your life?
Alright, so I'll get. Ro will tie the rope at the top such as something that is sturdy, like a sturdy branch or what.
like an obsidian branch.
Obsidian
Yeah, an obsidian branch. Yeah, there's enough
Something that's
for
not
it
gonna
jutting
just,
out.
you know.
Yeah.
Full skate.
Both of you are pretty light.
And
One of the other things I should mention, because you rolled a nat 20 on that perception check earlier, was just that you can't. So just around you, those little tunnels around the area, the rocks that are in front of it, you can see movement behind them.
movement behind the boulder rock
like
things.
it's not just the one. It's like you can see
Yeah.
movement
I
behind
will
a
say
lot
that
of them.
to everybody.
Right. Cool.
Be on guard. And I'll loop, make a loop at the end of the rope and basically try and belay myself down.
Sweet.
How
Make
did-
a athletics check for yourself, and either athletics or acrobatics for Ro.
I know we're in the process of looking through the bodies, right?
Yeah. So you are in the process of looking through bodies.
I'm positioning myself beneath the rope to attempt to
Can I
catch
be
anyone that
acrobatics
falls
as
off.
well?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm giving Ro acrobatics just because she's trained in acrobatics. So unless you have a proficiency in acrobatics, I would say no.
Okay, so
Because you are just trying to go down a rope with no training.
Ophelia,
You got this.
Ophelia rolled a 10.
Okay.
Which makes it a.
Ro rolled 13.
Cool.
So my 10 is an 8 for Ophelia.
Okay. So Ro is fine.
Rounds out.
Ro manages to grab the rope and just sort of get down fairly easily. No issues.
Semi-abseil down.
Yes, a semi-abseil down.
Just that Jackie Chan thing. That's
Yeah.
how far it gets down.
That's it. That thing. And for you start to get down. You get to about you get 30 I'd say 40 feet from the top, and you start to lose your grip, and you start to take a tumble. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that's an okay face.
19.
19? Yeah, so instead of splatting down onto the ground, you manage to grab the rope. You have incredible rope burn on your hands, but that combined with the fact that Mason was down there to sort of arrest your fall, you don't take any damage, but you manage to come out of that with some really rope burned hands.
Do you really want the rope back? I heard you complaining about leaving your rope behind.
No, it's okay. Well,
I can climb up, get it down, and then...
we might need to get back up at some point if we need to get to Brujan.
Fair.
So I'll just kind of loop it off to the side.
You guys are searching bodies. You were looking for bodies of the mages?
Yes.
Yep. So you find... so on the mages, you find... they've got foci each. So one of them's got a medallion, like a pendant. Another one of them has a component pouch.
Okay. So two kind of pendants, right?
So one pendant and one has a component pouch.
I will take both of those.
And they have spell books.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not like a book that you would, like a bound tome. It's just like pieces of paper which has been bound together into sort of a semi-self-fashioned book.
Right.
So going through this spell book as well, these spells, they seem very self-learned. Like you don't.
It's not a wizardic method.
Yeah, well, it's not. So it's not like structured like you're used to. So you're used to it being like your arcane equations and formulas sort of make a whole lot of sense to you because you've studied in a very structured method.
Yes.
This is as if someone did if they were working out a equation, they were not actually doing it the way you've been taught.
Show your
just
work. Show your work.
Yeah, just not showing their work properly. But
I think
seemingly
just
would make
out
sense.
of interest, I would still take them regardless. So I'd take 2 bunch of gibberish
in high
cards.
school, right? I show a bunch of working and then see someone else's answer and then just copy the answer.
They've both got the same set of spells
Uh-huh.
in the books. So both the books have the same set of spells. They've got Burning Hands, Shield, and Sleep for level 1, Flaming Spear, Invisibility for level 2, Fireball and Fly at level 3, and Wall of Fire and Polymorph at level 4.
Okay, I would still take both because there's still potential learning in there, not just for me but for other people in the world. So I'll take both of those if I can. Just quickly shuffle them into my satchel.
You just fold them up like a script or whatever. And from the,
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
The runes that I saw.
I'll get back to that. I'm dealing with
all good.
this first. So you've been looking at Cordast's body. Cordas has a staff. His staff looks to be made of mana stone.
Hot diggity damn.
So yeah, he's got a mana stone staff.
Sexy.
That seems to have almost like constellations like mapped out on them.
Nice.
As opposed, like it doesn't have runes. It doesn't seem to be anything arcane about it, except for the fact that it's made of mana stone.
Yeah.
But where you would expect runes and circles of runes, there's constellations that have been mapped onto it.
Nice.
So it's a really sleek looking staff.
I can use a staff.
Yep. But that's about it. Other than that, Cordas is like he doesn't seem to wear any armor. Doesn't seem to like carry a separate set of components or spells, like a spell book or anything of that sort. He's just that staff.
Can I assemble when I get back inside? Can I assemble all of like the obvious weapons off of the dead?
Yep. So there's a whole bunch of scimitars. The big armored guys they had.
Long swords?
Yep, long swords and longbows.
Oh, okay. I will take all of the above.
Yep, so that's a total of 4 longbows.
They're worth about 50 gold each.
Yep. 4 longbows, 4 long swords, and I'll say about 8 scimitars.
I'm just going to tie it all into a sort of bundle.
Yeah. A bundle of blades.
Bundle of blades.
Bundle of blades and bows.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to sort of attach it to my pack.
Cool.
You are one dangerous man falling down the stairs.
I know.
While he's gathering that,
Yeah.
finish
Like
our
that.
stuff, I'll just look up at Hessel, see he's found nothing, and look over to Amara and just say, "I've got nothing. Start looking."
Is there anything we can do to help you? Anything to...
Well, if you have anything of his, that would make it a bit easier.
Did anyone happen to grab a piece of him?
At this point, we'd probably be like
Does
at the
the
bottom.
circle help? This has got to be. It came from one of these.
You're talking about the Arcane Circle?
I mean, I know it doesn't.
Yeah, she looks at it and so they look at it and they say, well, the thing is, it's not actually past them. He seems to have cast this as a spell of some sort. Wouldn't really help. But I could still try and look in, just really depends on how good he is at fending off against those sorts of...
Symbols of a faith of his, they help at all?
It's too broad, it has to be a personal object or artifact. Or a body part, fingernail, hair, something of that sort.
I think he's bald.
You two ran up the top. Was there anything that you grabbed a hold of?
No.
Mine was fake.
Did he use any part of him, any blood or anything as a spell component?
I didn't see. I didn't know.
You saw him pointing a wand.
He would have had that with him.
Yeah.
I don't know, you do weird undead things, you do weird blood things.
Sorry,
weird
one of the
buttons.
one of the other things that both of you would have found on the bodies of the wizards and Cordast.
Instructions on home.
You would have found a bottle of what looks to be swirling sort of bluish purple liquid. In like a potion bottle.
Does it look like a potion or does it look like blood?
It looks like a potion, like about a small, like this, the size of a regular. The bottle looks very much like what would be left over from a standard healing potion, but the contents are different.
Issa, do you recognize this at all? Could it be a poison meant to kill them or something else?
He looks at it and he says, I've never come across something like this before, and he sort of pops the...
Careful.
I'll be fine. Sort of just like takes a bit of it, touches it to his... touches it to his tongue and he goes, I've never come across something like this before. Any of you down spells?
Down spells? Yes.
What?
I've used energy today. You're saying it's...
Yes.
It seems to be distilled.
Milestone?
Well, it's... I have heard of this. This is... Oh, that's Amara, that's not Issa. I have heard of this. And it is, it's distilled from Mana Stone. One of the reasons that Mana Stone...
So it's like a mana potion, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Rock soup.
It's one of the reasons Mana Stone is mined, is, of course, for its latent capabilities of storing arcane energy without having to be charged or created, but also you can distill it for potions like this.
Well, how can we best split these? How many do we have?
There's a total of 3, so there's 2 smaller ones and 1 bigger one.
Okay. Right. I looked at Issa, seeing the big one, and say, do you feel like you need a bit of a top-up? I know it didn't work up there before.
I could do the top up, but I'm not sure if that will get me big stuff.
Right, of course. Whatever can help, I suppose.
Yeah, I've
Go
got.
back outside.
How about we wait and see if we're able to find him first?
True.
On that note, after I heard the stuff to do with him, and like the stuff to do with like Hessel, did he do any of this? Would use like blood or anything for a spell? I'm going to go back outside and I'm going to try to climb up. I'm going to climb up the rope to the top.
Cool. You climb up the rope.
Oh
to the
wait.
top.
I pull out a piece of paper. Can you make
like halfway.
Can you just like
Paper plane.
can you just take a an etching, a rubbing of the there's a rune.
It's not a rune, it's a circle.
Oh, never mind. I will not.
It's a full arcane circle.
Have you
Never
got
mind.
a bigger piece of paper?
Never mind.
I'll continue to climb up. I'll go up to the top.
Yeah, you make it up to the top. As you're up there, you're starting to see that there, like, as you get up there again, what's your
I was
passive?
thinking like this big.
Perception or investigation?
Perception.
12, I think.
I did tell these guys that I could see them.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're 12.
12? Yeah, okay. Don't worry then. So you get up to the top, and yeah, still the same thing. You can see Brudrin is just still being drained. The circle on the floor seems to be still sort of shimmering.
Yep, that's all magic shit.
That's all magic shit.
That's spooky. I'm gonna look at where I know that he was hanging out, where he was chilling, which is the front side of the tree. I do know that he was hurt as well. I'm gonna look in and around on the ground where I know that he was standing a lot of the time, and I'm gonna look to see if there's any blood on the ground, any pieces of skin that might have come off. I'm gonna look for any hairs and stuff like that, and see if I can find any of that.
Because he got shot like 3 times. Or
He got shot a few times.
You got shot a few times.
Shot like, yeah.
Skeletons in a row.
Skeletons in a row, yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, Mason.
That will be decent. It's probably just 18, but it will be at least 18, as it's 18.
Looking around, you're fairly confident there is no blood here.
Is there anything else, any skin that's come off, or any hairs that have been left on the ground that are of his?
Yeah, no, you can, what you find, I'll say, is a fabric that seems like it could have come from his robe.
Alright.
But that's about it.
Alright, I'll grab that piece of fabric and I'll take my way back down the road.
While Mason's up there and we're kind of looking at these potions, putting them to the side for now, I'm going to look towards Ophelia. If we're going to be travelling, I might need my fellows here to attempt to get into there. They've been in there once before, but not while they were together. And I think if
I'll take off the bag and kind of open it as far as it would
any
go.
time is for experimentation, it might be now. I need you all to climb inside this. And I make sure I look at the skeletons and I look at Amara and the others and I'm like, not you, just this.
We did discuss that I could probably get in the bag.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-foot ring.
It's like that.
Yeah, I know.
Wide, so.
What sort of armor are they wearing?
They might have to.
Just
robes?
It's effectively like skeleton. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just
so
their
no-
basic stuff. Yeah. They're just wearing robes and
Eventually,
and the mask.
they climb it.
I'm just like awkwardly holding out the bag. Like,
You've got 3 skeletons
In a bag. Skeletons in a bag.
3 live skeletons in a bag.
Got them in the bag. Got them in the bag.
Question.
Yes.
They
don't need to breathe.
No.
Yeah.
For your
To give them
in order for you to assert your will, do they have to be on the same plane of
I'm
existence?
pretty sure I have to be able to see them. So what I would
So when they get into the bag, they're no longer under your control?
to get them out. No, they're always under my control.
Ah, okay.
For a day.
For a whole day.
oh, okay. I was like, excuse me?
Can you check to see if that ability requires them to be on the same plane of existence as you?
No, it's just you reassert your will because you you could leave them somewhere, plane shift, come back. Otherwise, it'd be a nightmare for
Yeah, because remember he went up into the
That's right. Yeah, you're right. No, yeah.
and left them
Fair.
down below.
Yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, to get them
As long
out,
as
it will
time works
require
on
someone to
the
go
end
in
of
to
reach in, yeah.
reach in, reach in and touch faith.
Pulp of Kardashian that's left.
It is nasty.
Oh, he also kind of dropped onto the floor from
Yeah,
the staircase
like,
as well.
it's-
Yeah.
It's like his head is a caved-in watermelon.
Oh my god, this is like
Sorry.
for me, it's like not great.
I imagine Ophelia's probably pretty squeamish as well.
Yeah, no, I feel like he just like looks over and is Callian there as well. What happened to his face? There's a long pause.
Caved in.
Right.
Caved in.
I
Just those
can
cave-ins, you know.
I can see that.
He fell.
Does he have a jaw still?
He tripped and fell.
I mean,
doesn't have a skull now.
you can make You can make a medicine check if you want to
Just search to see if you can.
No! I'm not gonna touch that.
Yeah.
Well,
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
And there it is.
There it is.
Some over there, and some over there.
That might be a bit of brain.
Hassel,
There's probably some
Are
bits of them
you-
on you.
Yes.
able to talk to someone if they don't have a mouth?
I can't say I've tried. They don't really ever physically talk, but I imagine it would help.
Because I know that Hassel's stuff is different than the regular Speak to Dead.
How
not
long?
sure.
How long after they pass?
5 days.
5 days.
Yeah, and I can only ever talk to them once.
Yeah.
But you need a head or you need...
I've always talked face to face with them. I've never talked to a foot.
There's an amount of face there.
The face is there.
It's inverted.
I'm gonna say, seeing as this is a background feature and not like a full-blown speak with dead kind of a thing,
Yeah.
and the way it's been part of your background, it's part of your embalming process.
Yeah.
So in order to talk to something like this, you
Yeah.
would have to reconstruct
Yeah,
them
yeah.
into a
Into something
We've got mending.
presentable.
into something presentable.
Yes.
Mending
presentable.
doesn't mend organic matter. Like,
It's an object now.
yeah, it's a corpse. It's a corpse.
Right. Yeah.
If we decapitate him, is the head
How
still...
long after death did they become an object?
They stay a corpse.
The skeleton's an object.
I'm just
No, a
wondering,
skeleton's a corpse.
I'm just wondering if we should
A bone.
take the...
Yeah, but like
what's
a
left
reanimated
of
skeleton
it
is a creature.
with
You
us.
can't animate object bones.
I
I would argue
I
you
don't
can't.
know.
I don't know.
Never mind. I just...
Yeah.
Well, when I get back, I'm gonna go, will this help? It's all I could find. There was no blood up there at all.
I can
But a
try.
fabric from him, maybe.
I can try. If this isn't from him, then I'm going to be looking at someone else. But
If that happens, maybe you could.
Is it the same color as the robes that he was wearing?
Yeah.
I guess it's the same.
well, yeah. It's,
He
well,
probably just got torn
give
off
it a
when he
go.
got, like,
Well,
shot.
worst case.
I've got a couple of. I've got 2 tries at this.
That's brilliant. That's
Worst
tons of
case, if we can't find out where he's gone, it's hopefully 50-50. Yeah,
Right.
assuming he's gone back to one of his other bases.
Okay.
And hey, if it's any consolation, we believe in you.
How
Thanks.
long's it been since he's left?
Since he's left, I'd say about
5 minutes.
about
Okay,
5-10
cool.
minutes.
While all this is going on, because it's all magic-y stuff, I'm just going to be trying to get the individuals that are dead on the ground out of as much armor as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Back to scavenging.
Yeah.
And
So at 10 minutes, you can. It's not full plate.
I don't know
it's
what armor they
breastplate.
have.
So the
they're in breastplates.
the bigger guys they were in
Show him
breastplates.
black breastplates.
They were in breastplates and they had a shield, I believe.
I'm taking the shields, for definitely. I'd be asking Ophelia nicely if I can put it in the bag.
Yeah, what is the fucking limit for bags anyway?
500 pounds.
Oh, we good.
I do have one more question before you start scrying.
What are you putting in it?
For the
I'll let you know.
Yes.
I want to have a look over that staff and see if the constellations, if it's just random constellations, if it's like section of night sky, if there's any sort of.
Make a survival check.
Nope.
Yep. No idea.
It's pretty.
10.
They're
It's
definitely
pretty
constellations.
But they're definitely constellations.
So there's 2 big guys and then 8 little guys.
Yeah.
It's 1
Okay,
minute
I
to take
don't
off
think
the
we can put all of that
Yeah, we
into
can.
the bag holding.
Yeah, we probably can.
Uh,
Breastplate first, and then I'll
So the
take-
2 big guys have breastplates. The little guys just have leather.
Cool. I'll take all of it.
Cool.
Breastplate weighs 20
it says
pounds.
that I have 2 sets of plate in here right now.
Yeah, plate is 65 pounds.
Yeah. So yeah, work out how much weight you guys are carrying.
Yeah. Because we've got
Breastplate's
two
plate
skeletons.
85,
I do
so
not
it's
have
200.
Sorry,
you're
you're
about at half.
capacity.
You've got 3 skeletons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's light. Bones are light. Bones by themselves are light.
Yeah, most
I'll
of the
find
weight
out
is
how much
made
average
from bones.
average human skeleton weighs.
Yeah. So
Of all of that stuff there, I would be adding 120 pounds.
cool.
if that's possible.
Just
It's not only about leather armor.
Just
So how
D&D
many sets of
things.
I'm 2 breastplates.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'll leave the leather armor. Leather armor's not important. So just 2 breastplates.
So the
And 2
average
shields.
average skeleton is around about 27 pounds.
Cool. So, yep,
It's quite
times
heavy.
3.
So
Times 3.
Close to 90 pounds.
71
Yeah.
pounds.
So,
a little over half weight.
27 pounds times
60.
3.
81.
Yeah.
Sorry.
81, yeah. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
close to 90.
So
Yeah.
200 for just the skeletons and the plate.
No. Yeah. Let's and the plate.
Some
plus-
plates, 250.
I've had
Okay.
About 300 pounds in there at the
Yeah.
moment.
So, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
we'll say at this present moment in time, there's about 300 pounds worth of stuff in your bag of
It's
holding.
fine. When we get back to the city, I sell all the shit anyway, so that's cool.
That's fine.
This is
I'm
what we
gonna have
intense
to
reading
read
desk.
to all of those at some point anyway.
It's fine.
That's cool. All right. So yeah, you've found all that stuff. Amara sits down, and you see her sort of the mace that she's got. She holds it upside down and puts it onto the ground. You can see on the pommel of the mace there's what looks to be a small crystal ball, which she starts to sort of look into, and you see her eyes sort of go white, and you sort of knowing them a little bit more, you can see in the corners of it there's like this little sort of encroaching darkness, and you can see that inside the crystal ball it starts to fill up with sort of this whitish black mist, as she starts to look. So she's going to cast Scrying. And
Hessel is crossing his fingers, and Manibus in his pocket is crossing its fingers.
so she takes 10 minutes to cast a spell.
Do you have any charcoal?
Garment. Okay, that is a thing.
Can I borrow it for a moment?
Sure. Take out some charcoal.
It was so dramatic.
Where is he? Silas.
Grind up just a little bit of Hazel's charcoal.
Mhm.
And while she's scrying, I'm going to use it to draw a mustache.
Ha! Yes.
Oh, oh yes! Perfect! Oh my god, Ruby.
That's awesome. Cool. So he's gonna
I'm just-
say,
About 15 minutes after teleporting after this. Your scrying takes 10 minutes.
yeah, 10 minutes.
Nice.
It was just like, why?
You see as she seems to be concentrating. You start to see, you start to see her sort of, face contract a little bit, and you can see sweat start to be down, as the sort of mist within the crystal ball starts to get a little bit more sort of
Misty?
Erratic.
chaotic, and you can see she's trying to concentrate, trying to sort of push through, and then just goes. Well, needless to say, he doesn't want me looking in. I don't think I can do that again on the same person for about a day, because that tends to get your guard right up.
There wasn't any hint of where?
Can you do places?
No, it's. Can you do places? I don't think so.
You can.
I don't know if you can.
You can
Without having
I
seen
think
it.
it's
You
only
can
places
see.
you've been.
You can see and hear a
Yeah.
particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. That's it. It doesn't say anything about a place.
There is-
Oh, hold on. Instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location you have seen before as a target of the spell. But yeah, you've not seen.
But we can
What about a tree that looks exactly like a tree that you've seen before, but is just in a different place?
We have to either assume that Silas has gone to another location on the map. The two others that we have, the only way we'd be able to get there in time is either by blindly going there or seeing if we can somehow break Brujan out, and then we'd be able to get there pretty fast all the same.
I don't think there is too much that we can do to
The
break
basis for
him out.
that is a circle of runes on the ground underneath it. I don't know if that could be broken, and that might
The only way
impact it.
I think
But
we get him out is if we stop Silas.
That might be.
I reckon we just full send into one of the two locations and then just
We have to take a chance.
Right. Does anyone have a coin?
Yes. Out of character.
Yeah.
In character, yes, we all have much coin.
Yeah, no.
$60.
Do we want to? I know it's not exactly like myself, but
we've got one chance. So,
Yes.
as mentioned, it's a.
Where do we think? Which one do we genuinely think he might have been at?
Surely he would go to the furthest location from us, correct?
Depends where the council's set up.
I would go to where I had reinforcements.
That's true. I can't determine that from this. Issa, this circle here, this doesn't help you at all, does it?
It's a teleportation circle to
Just
here.
yes.
So if you were to
Can't reverse engineer that shit.
if you were to make a copy of it down the line, you could come back
This
to the
is like-
specific location.
This is like the airport code for Auckland, aka out. It's like that's it. That's the destination.
I'm just kind of grasping at straws here. I'm just going to go through
Can I
the sheets that I got just to see if there is any reference to any other circles or any other locations or anything like that.
the two majors that you're looking at. Oh, actually, they wouldn't have had the 4th level spells.
Yeah.
Apologies. So no
Yeah,
Wall of Fire
that's
or
okay.
Polymorph.
All right.
But yeah, no, they seem to be rather. The spells they've got seem to be very sort of basic in nature.
Yeah.
Like up to 3rd level.
Right.
So they don't have the capability of casting a spell
Yeah.
like Teleportation Circle, so they don't have those
Okay.
runes.
I'm just going to
And Cordas doesn't have a spell book.
I'm going to take out one of my own journals and just start inscribing what's on the floor here
Yep.
as best I can.
So you start doing that.
Can I use one of my sorcery, my essence runes, to see if there are any hidden runes?
Any hidden runes?
Yep. So
Yep.
I've got
What's the radius of that effect?
within how wide is the inside of this thing?
It
30
was.
feet diameter? Ish?
I think it was.
Bigger?
Yeah, I think it was around
40.
about that.
It was 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Because I think I was outside and I could cross it and go 10 feet up the stairs.
Okay. At
30
sixth level, you can reveal hidden glyphs and enchantments that surround you. As an action, you can expend a charge rune to cause any hidden magical marks, runes, wards, or glyphs within 15 feet of you to reveal themselves for a glow.
So 15-foot radius.
With a glow for 1 round. Can I move around?
For
1 round?
For
one
1
round.
round. The glow is considered dim light for a 5-foot radius around the marker.
So it's like you'd have
Like,
For-
is it
for
like
6
detect
seconds.
magic? Would I be
no,
able
Yeah.
to?
it's
Yeah.
no. So it reveals those for 1 round. So what it's
Yeah.
going to be is just a pulse, and it pings.
So you have to stand
Anything
in the
else.
center and you
So-
can get
And
the immediate walls.
those will stay lit
Right.
for 6 seconds,
Yeah.
and then they'll
Yeah.
go down.
So if I was standing right in the middle,
You get all the walls.
You'll get
I
all
would
the
get at
walls.
the walls. Okay. Well, I may as well
As
try.
long as there's not nothing halfway up the tree.
Yeah.
I mean, your two main points will either be on the or 3 will be here, the throne, or at the top.
What
That
would
would be my
be
guess.
best?
Try to.
This is where they came in.
Okay.
if there's anything, it'd be here.
I will do that. So mine.
Cool. So it's hidden enchantments or runes, correct?
Hidden magical marks, runes, wards, or glyphs.
Okay. So it's again cool. So as you the teleportation circle
Yeah.
pings.
Yeah.
And you can also see that there is a rune on one of the walls that just.
Okay. Do I recognize it?
It's a. Make an Arcana check. Do you have you've got
I've got
proficiency?
proficiency.
Yeah. So
Hey Amara, do you have any healing, or shall I drink a health potion?
I've got some here.
That was such a
me.
bad roll. Fuck me.
I've got healing.
Others could possibly use
8.
more.
It's a rune.
Does anyone recognize this rune?
It's not glowing anymore, correct?
No, not
But,
anymore.
It goes
is
for
it
6
still
seconds,
is it still
like-
visible? Like if you kind of got to it. And
So if you
see
go
it,
up to it, it's smooth wall.
I mean, we would have seen it just for that 6
You would have seen it just for that 6 seconds.
Did anyone recognize
Do you have an
that?
Arcana proficiency?
Oh yeah, it's one of the only ones I got.
Yeah, you can roll an Arcana check. And
Amara,
Issa will do the same.
I don't know how everyone else is faring, but I can drink a potion and be like okay enough to chase and fight for a bit, but others might not.
I've got a tiny bit for myself.
I've got I've got the capability to heal people. It just depends on whether you want me to pick everyone up now or be combat medic.
Later.
Probably later is better. I can
I
drink
can
a
take
potion and
the
be most of the
potion,
way up.
yeah.
16 on the Arcana check, by the way.
It's a divination rune.
It's a divination rune?
Yeah.
It's a divination rune, divination rune of some kind. I could use detect magic, but again, that's more time that we're spending here.
Could be how he was watching us.
Just quick thing again, reminder that the rocks and stuff are moving outside.
As you say that, you start to hear that rumbling that you heard at the start of or in the midst of combat. That rumbling starts again. Like, and it's
The one that you completely forgot about?
yes. You don't know that I forgot about it.
It was part of the plan all along.
Yeah.
It was just a little foreshadowing.
Yes. So you can hear that rumbling again, and it starts to get loud. Like at first, it sounds like the sort of stones, like boulders or stones moving, but then you think about it, and it's like that's a very long. Like,
Is it familiar?
is it familiar?
Yep. Like entrance to mines familiar?
Oh, the Rumbly Boys. The rock lads.
No. It's like so initially it sounded like a lot of boulders being moved at once, right? But then you think about it and you go, that's it's not just one time sort of it's just there, like ever present. You can hear it as a constant rumbling. Like almost the scraping of like stone on stone, like scraping of a large boulder on stone, but just all around.
And does it sound like a consistent or like lots of?
Like a consistent all around.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we need to leave very soon.
So everyone make perception checks.
I have drunk my superior and one of my regular healing potions.
Sweet.
I've drank a regular.
Go.
Oof, that's good.
13.
13?
I'm busy chugging.
21.
Do 8.
21. Cool.
21 for Hassel.
Oh, it's 2d4.
I'll roll for these guys in a second. But you sort of hear and you go, that's not necessarily coming from everywhere. That's coming from... And it's moving.
Oh yeah. So Hassel just
And it's just like...
something. It's something moving.
Yeah, like, and it's not just one small, like a boulder-sized thing.
Yeah.
It seems to be, like, in this section.
Yeah.
And it's moving.
It's like a giant boulder moving. Don't like it.
And then you see Issa's eyes widen. He goes, we might want to move
Now?
sooner rather than later.
Matt.
That sounds like a rather big creature
Which one are we going?
crawling about.
Ophelia.
Yep.
One of the potions
Yep.
for you.
Oh, I took it already.
Oh, you have? Okay,
Oh,
right.
so what, the mana potions?
Yeah, the mana.
Oh, the mana potions. No, I
So
haven't taken
as
it.
you hand the mana potion to Ophelia, Issa looks towards you and he says, I don't know how that would react with your
Hand it
kind of
Okay,
magic.
send it. Do it. Drink it. Let's go.
It could work. It could either work,
Drink
or
it
it could.
mid-fight.
This is the time for risk.
Hold on to it. If
It
you
could
turn
either
into a
work.
sheep,
It could work
Or it
very
could be a
well,
sheep.
or it could work very badly.
Okay, I'll put it in my pocket.
right? Okay, I'm gonna take one of the
smaller ones?
smaller ones myself.
Okay.
Just yeah.
You can
Down
you
the hatch.
regain hit points. Sorry, not hit points. You regain. Sorry, you regain spell slots up to a cumulative value of 2. So like you can have 1 second level slot or 2 first level slots.
I have 2 first level spells.
I'm okay
I
for
have not used any second level spells.
Stuff right now anyway, so.
I'm gonna pull
I'll
out
take those back.
a coin. Where do we think it's gonna be? Heads or tails? First one
I love
heads,
tails.
closest one tails.
I think it's the furthest one.
Issa holds up the bigger one. He's like, am I okay to take this?
Go for it, champ.
He sort of just downs it. Issa. Don't give him back.
I don't know if he will be at the first one. I think he'll be at whatever one he had other people at. I don't know that he would have been at the furthest one at the time.
The god you worship. Face is usually on a coin, right? Or
Sure. Yeah.
crossroads.
Well,
Flip that coin, boy.
I'll take my pendant off. which is of the change runner, which is on a coin. I'll slide it off the thing,
Yep.
and I'll go. Is it the same on both sides, or is it just a face on one side?
Roll a d4.
Just the face on one side and empty on the other. It's
Yeah.
a pendant.
So,
Got a clue? Okay.
so the closest one will be face side, and the blank side will be the furthest one. So I'm going to flip it.
There we go. And Dan always has this coin ready. I love it.
So what's heads, what's tails?
We're going to
blue,
go.
right?
Going to go blue for heads, which is the closest one, and red for tails, which is the furthest one.
Sweet.
Here we go. Change. Bring it.
Tails, the furthest one.
Cool. Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Do we need to
quickly,
hold hands or what?
I can take.
put it back on.
I can take me and up to 8 people.
Now, how many?
That's quite
Because like
percent
obviously we've got.
So 7, 8, 9. We've got 9.
Oh.
Because Issa's got 2 people with them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 9 plus Issa.
9 plus Isa. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Amara and
Devil.
Bevel, and then 2 Muppets.
Row as well? You counting row?
That's row as well.
Cool. You count row as well.
That's 9.
Shit. 9. Just I guess doing the head count now and just like trying to figure this out.
He thinks about it and he points. He looks over to his 2 guys and he says, "Hey Tom, I think this is a little bit above your pay grade." And
Good luck, lads.
and you see him sort of. He starts to trace runes with his hands and he starts to mutter. And you see he's holding his sword in one hand, the pommel of which starts to glow. And as he completes tracing like a few runes. He, with a swipe of his sword, you see it sort of carves this just section into space itself, and just you hear a ripping sound, and then the next thing you feel is just that sucking sensation, and the next thing you know, you just spat out right in the middle, like in a very similar space.
I showed Issa the map
Yeah.
as well, so that he knew roughly.
Well, that's right. That's right.
yeah.
He's just got a cursory idea of it. so
he sure does.
there's a Z100.
I showed
There's a
him the
roll
map so that
involved.
he knew approximately where he was going.
As you said in GIF form earlier
Yeah,
to us
yeah.
today, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Gonna be a bumpy ride. Okay, cool. The destination you must choose must be known to you.
I mean, hey, it looks like this as far as
The
we know.
destination determines.
Yeah, I mean, he was aware there's a giant tree there.
And consult stable.
That can't hurt.
Probably under an illusion.
So this is description.
Surely better than a description.
It's not really.
Here's multiple descriptions.
Yeah, it's. I'm
We
gonna.
have a pretty accurate map location.
Yeah, we
Do you know what?
because-
I'm gonna
because
say it's
Devil-
view. It's one.
Viewed one.
Yeah, it's viewed once.
Devil has a very good mappy thing.
It's that's just there.
Yeah,
It's this
yeah. So I'm
somewhere
gonna
else.
say viewed once. So here
come
it
on,
is.
Issa. You got this, buddy. Oh, I'm going for a ride.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes.
It's viewed once.
Is it high or low?
Okay, I will tell you.
Damn it. I can tell you now. Mishap, pretty high chance.
Oh, yeah.
Like 43% chance.
Good thing I killed up, huh?
Multiple mishaps.
Oh god.
Table to see where. Let me.
Yeah, we show up there a week in the future. That's bad. He's rested.
I'm 2 below health. 2 below full health.
Oh, nice.
Well, two below full health with plus extras. So I'm 3 above full health technically, because I got the temp.
I used half of my lay on hands, so I am just above half.
Okay, so okay, right.
Do you have more potions?
I have a potion still.
Oh, I'm
2 by
2
6.
below. I'm at 28 out of 30.
I thought if I needed anything, it would be combat medicing, not.
Oh, wait, no, I remember.
So I've kept half my lay on hands.
It's plus 2.
Combat
Nice.
medicing.
All right. So, you start to feel that crushing sensation as you start to, and
that's so great.
and you're used to you teleported before. You feel that sort of.
Have we?
I think you have. Yeah, he says teleported you before, hasn't he?
No.
He had.
He's teleported.
Just
Just roll.
No, because you got teleported from the mines. Some of us stayed behind. Others went with Issa.
Yeah.
Oh no, me and you went with Rogar.
Yeah, Rogar, you so the two of you teleport.
Rogar.
The two of you.
Ro has teleported
Yeah.
with Issa.
So two of you are the only ones who haven't teleported yet. So the sensation is weird. It's just this suffocating sort of sensation as if you've been jammed through a keyhole.
No, you have been teleported from the temple. Am I the only one? The magic guy is the
Yeah,
one
the
that
wizard hasn't ever teleported. Anyway, so yeah, this sort of a crushing sensation starts, and the ones that are teleported, you're aware that this gets to a stage where it's just about to become suffocating and then opens up again. That doesn't happen.
Oh no! This is fine.
You
I've
start
been
to
here
feel
before. This is fine.
You start to try and claw, and
It's my natural
you
habitat.
feel just these crushing forces against you. You feel like you've just collided into something, and you suddenly appear just, and everything released, and you find yourself in an absolutely pitch black area. Like you can't see, there's no light, there's nothing, and then you feel, you try to move, and it's like, there's it's like, there's no air to move through, it's just solid. And then again you go, that sucking sensation starts again. And then this time you appear again, and it is immense heat.
We're on the sun.
And then yet again you feel a
Oh my
for a
god.
sucking sensation, and you eventually you see yourselves just ejected out from a similar sort of a rip in space. You see yourself ejected out, and I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws because you find yourself looking down on a slope
Precarious.
of a tall mountain. So first off, everyone's gonna take a shit ton of damage
Yeah, I know. I can imagine.
from all of the harrowing experiences that you've just gone through.
Why the?
So that's 3d10 for each mishap.
Oh, I might die.
So that's
I won't
twice
do enough
that.
damage to kill you in one go.
Maybe.
In one go.
So 14 points of force damage on the first one,
Okay.
and
Okay, so.
So that does my healing.
Yeah.
God.
23 points
Okay, I'm
of
down.
fire damage on the second one.
23
Oh,
points
I
of
take
fire
half of
damage.
that.
Yeah. See, there you go.
That is my
So
exact health.
14.
I'm guessing I can't use reaction to
and
absorb
what was
elements.
20.
You don't.
don't
Yeah. This is
Fire.
the fact that I've
Half of 22.
Yeah.
given a damage. It's
Yeah.
it's just meant to be force damage, but it's just
I'm on 2, baby.
yeah.
I'm on
You're
5.
so you're on 5.
I
You're on
didn't
2.
drink that potion.
And that's when you get ejected out at the
Yeah.
end. So if any of you guys are unconscious, you're not making this dex save.
yeah.
I didn't make it anyway.
I did roll.
Would you roll dex save?
I rolled a 15, so my dex is so 16.
Cool,
What a
16.
way to go. 1 health under.
12.
Okay, 12. So 16, 12. What'd you roll?
13.
13.
Better than mine, Mason.
Good.
Amara and Bevel and Issa.
I'm now at the number of hit
Oh,
points that
actually,
I was before I
question,
drank both of my
what does
potions.
Issa have in the way of spell slots?
Whatever he got back from that potion.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But just wanted to check with this.
He has the perfect teleportation spell slot back.
Yeah, that's a very high level spell. He doesn't have that one to save you guys.
Unlucky.
Alright, so. Fucking hell. I'm trying to figure out what Issa can do really quickly, just to see if there's anything that can be done.
Doesn't he have Featherfall by chance?
Good question.
That only works till you hit the ground if you're on a hill.
Yeah, this isn't you falling, this is sort of a tumble.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I use slow fall for tumbling down a hill to make myself not take
I
damage?
will allow it because you're a monk.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you do some cool like flips.
Yeah, it's like you'll take a couple of tumbles and then you just flip off and then parkour.
Hazel's so scorched coming out.
Probably just like slide. Like I start to tumble and then it's just like try and grab enough to be able to slide.
I'm just trying to see if this beast is.
This has been such a stupid fuck. God damn.
Hey, it's the it's a precariousness of translocation.
Yep.
Should have just gone back to the goats.
Through
We might
massive rock monster.
We might be going back to the goats.
And let Brudrin die. Which he may have been dead for like 1.5 years by now.
But it doesn't fuck with time, does it?
It can.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't know if it can.
We don't have time
I don't
to
think
fuck
it.
with
I
time.
don't think it can. I think it did in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, you never know.
I also don't
Okay.
think it fucked with time. We were in the torturous truth fucking with time.
So,
Depends what planes you fall through.
all right. Remind me again what your dex saves were.
16.
12.
12?
13.
13, cool. So
He just
you
looks like no.
you succeed.
I'm exactly 0 health.
Oh, dude. You succeed, so you'll take half damage.
Oh no, I'm gone.
Oh, cool, because I have 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
We're all really bad.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is-
literally the only one that might survive this.
Yeah.
Should have
Okay.
drank that potion.
I just need Amara not to go down,
Yeah.
and then you can all be.
Amara's got a whole bunch of hit points, so she's
Good.
fine.
Good.
And she will make save.
If I'm up, I can get other people up. So,
Oh no, Bevel.
Oh, Biffle.
He's got a good dex. He's got a good dex save.
I had a nat one.
Oh, not that good.
Not a good dex save.
Not that good.
Yeah. Amara's fine.
Oh, I'll roll for
Amara
roll.
takes half. Yes, roll for row.
So that was +7.
Damage on row as well for that total.
I don't know what her hit points are because she's only got hit points from level 4, which was 34, so it's probably more than that now. So
she was untouched in that fight. though.
she would still be up because she has more than me.
Yeah. I'll say roll 4d8 and add those to. You have a con mod, right?
3d8.
3d8. Yeah, you're level 7. That's right.
On con. 1 second.
Cool. We'll get to that. So
I rolled a 15 plus like 5 or whatever it is
He
for
fell
the
through
dex.
hell because I rolled
So
hell sign.
row is fine on the dex save.
sweet. So as you come down to this and you start to tumble, so you
failed.
tumble. Yeah, you failed, so you're gonna take
failed.
full
Did I
damage
fail?
here.
Did I succeed? What's the
Would you roll
DC?
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you failed.
Okay.
But because you are monk, you can use your slow fall
can
to
negate.
negate damage.
My action to me.
So this is you're gonna take about
gonna
50
roll
feet
for
worth
some
of
extra
fall damage,
Oh, okay.
which is
5d6.
5 to
I'm
6.
hitting my head on a rock.
I'm fine.
Sorry, how much damage
5d6.
for succeeding?
No, well, all of it's 5d6. You halve it because you
Okay.
succeeded.
Yeah. So 16 points of damage is a
out.
full
You take
thing.
8. You take 8.
You take 8.
I'm still out.
Yep. So you take 8. You take 16. You take
Swords out.
yeah. You take none. You're unconscious,
Fail a
so
death
you
save?
fail a death save.
Oh, no doubt.
And you see as Issa comes out of this, and you start to see you start to see him sort of like those I can see at this stage. Mason. You will notice that Issa, like his eyes flicker to everybody, and he seems to make a very quick decision. And you see him sort of mutter something under his breath and move his hands really quickly. And you see him just midair transform. And start to grow these large red tentacles as he turns into a giant octopus. Yeah, no, I know. He turns into a giant tentacle, reaches out, and he's able to grab 3 people, I'm going to say, and which is going to be you 3. He grabs you 3 and just, like, retracts and, like, forms
Octopus
a
balls.
octopus ball, like a takoyaki around you guys.
Man turns into takoyaki with
Yeah, he turns into takoyaki with you guys and just, like,
That is
Yum.
that is a wild play. That's the next level baller.
yeah.
We're playing checkers and this man's playing Monopoly.
Yeah. Yeah. So he takes that damage and he's still in his octopus form. But yeah, he's got 10-foot move speed in. But yeah, he starts to tumble and he stops. And as he does, you see him sort of
How far do we tumble down this hillside? Because
50 feet.
Oh.
yeah. And then
I
Amara and
just
Bevel
rolled
also.
some quick health for Ro, and so she has 55.
Total?
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
she took
23.
23 and 14 from the two mishaps, and then another 16 on top of that.
Half.
16 halved if it's
45 points of damage.
She's on 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's on 10.
Hot damn. Doesn't get evasion or anything like that yet, does she?
No.
Like
Oh my god!
So,
You're being.
that happens. You fall down this thing, and you what you find is you're halfway down a pretty high mountain, or pretty high hill in this range, and you sort of come onto this ledge. You're about halfway down it, so you can now see ahead of you, and you can see a tree in the distance.
There is a tree.
There is a tree in the distance.
Is there a dragon on top of this tree?
There's something on top of the tree. You don't know what. It's too far away.
Hey Amara, do you have that spyglass still?
She hands it to you.
Take the spyglass and I will look at the tree.
You look at the tree, and
Kellen's rolling death saves.
Yeah.
So maybe we focus on that.
that's fine.
I'm not a healer.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
You look through the spyglass, and you start to, and you look off into the distance, and you see in the tree in the center, there's a similar looking force cage thing, but within that force cage, there seems to be bones. Large, draconic looking bones.
Right.
Man, he got caught in the same trap that he used against his wife.
I'll have a look and I'll probably quickly put the spyglass away and then I'll tend to the dying ones.
That's all we have been gone for a while.
Yeah, if it's burgeoned with.
Yeah. So yeah, you
We've
get.
missed the stomach circle.
So you sort of you get to Ophelia, and Amara has pumped a first level healing, first level.
Kill wounds.
Yeah, cure wounds into
Killian first.
Callian first.
It looks quite bad.
Yeah.
Quite bloody.
Callian first, which is D8. It's a 3. You take 7 healing. Oh no, sorry, 8 healing. Her wisdom is a +5. Yeah. So that's a first level spell there. Anyway, so yeah, so you get the healing, and she walks over to you and pumps a first level slot into both of you as well.
Oh boy.
You take 8 + 5, 13.
Oh my god. That's nearly half my hit points.
Then you take 2 + 5, 7.
7?
Wait, is this the first time that Hessel's gone down?
No.
No,
right, the
I nearly
sharks.
died last
The
time.
sharks, right.
Sharks.
I went down and he had a spell up against me in
Right.
the last.
That's right.
Silas, he was gonna kill me.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Mason was gonna get disintegrated. That was the thing.
Mason
Yeah.
was going to get disintegrated. That is correct.
You see Issa reverts back to his form.
Oh, you're an octopus.
Oh god.
I apologize for that. It's the risks of teleporting to somewhere you don't quite know.
Oh, we're all alive?
Seemingly.
make it.
Ah, thank you, Amara.
There's a tree over there. It has.
You've got a rock stuck in your arm.
Yeah, you look and there's like this jagged rock sticking out of your.
I'll just kind of.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's not so-
8 points of damage.
Oh, put it back in.
That'll death save. So it's a melee attack.
There is a tree over there. It has
What
a
happened
similar
to-
force cage on it.
What happened to you? Did you take a pretty major beating? You see
I
a black
did.
eye.
Yeah, I did take a major beating. Yes. As well as
Lars,
everyone else.
that's
I also
not
rolled
true.
down the hill.
Yes, well that.
Does Mark
Right.
still have the little mustache?
She does.
Oh, she's oh god. Yeah.
In the midst of all of this, it's just not been fully noticed yet. Or like no one has said anything to them.
No one's saying anything.
No one's saying anything to them, and it's just like, yeah, okay.
I'm probably aware. I was aware of the
Yeah.
risks.
Oh, my ribs.
It's another force cage, but it's got large bones in it. So it's either Brudrin and we've been gone a long time, or we're at a different one.
Bevel sort of looks around and he says,
I see me.
"We are not in the same place. This is definitely further along."
Do you know how much further along?
Hard to tell. And he looks over towards where Voxmore is, and he goes, "I think that's our destination. If you're wanting to go to the farthest one away."
Right. Good.
Close enough.
So, quick tally. We're all still alive. Do we have much in the way of healing potions left? I've got my biggin.
I've got a superior left,
All right.
or whatever it is.
That should give us the juice
I
we
have
need.
one last.
I've got some spells. I could top people up.
I have a regular. I have a small.
I think this big one might be able to get me a fair way. I'm still not.
How far away from that camp do we think we are?
From
The tree from the
The
tree.
tree.
closer than where you said camp. So I'd say about
2 hours.
no closer than that. So it's like you'd be around about an hour away from here if you were to just continue on foot.
Oh, we don't have goats, so.
Yeah, you don't have goats, so unfortunately.
I say, given how long it's going to take us to get there, I think we sit here and try and rest
There's no
ourselves up.
point in
We
rushing in.
can't get there in time before he would be able to heal his own wounds.
That's
we should heal our own and go in as well as we can.
That's true. As long as we don't give it a day, it means that he won't have as much time to have recovered his own spell.
I
energy.
think getting
Let's do it.
Assuming that's
short rest.
Short rest.
he's even there.
That is a
Is there a camp around the tree?
We can't do anything if he's not there anyway.
Bevel.
yes.
You didn't.
The same situation.
You didn't get that injured in the combat, did you?
He shakes his head.
Would there be any possibility that you might be able to do some forward scouting? Very cautious scouting.
He nods his head and he says, he sort of realizes that he doesn't have his goat. He's gonna have to go on foot.
Ro can go with him.
No, I think we should stay together.
Oh, right, Rose got,
I think we should stay
Almost
together.
dead.
yeah.
I think we should all stay together.
Yeah.
I don't think the forward scouting's worth it. It's going to take you as much time to walk there as it will for us to heal ourselves up. I don't think it's worth it.
I think he could use the.
The healing too. I think we.
That's true. You did just get pulled through hell or whatever.
Yeah, what was
So-
that?
The risks of teleporting without knowing where you're going. It could put you in a wall or in a... I don't know where to put us, but...
Something
That
very
first one
close.
definitely felt like a wall.
Right.
I
The
think
second
we were a
one
little
was
too
like
accurate.
almost nice for a minute, and then it was really bad.
So we rest then. Have
One of the things to keep
a bite to eat.
in mind is that if he is there, there are ways of regaining your vitality without the need of resting. Things like potions.
Yeah, it's more if it takes us an hour to get there, he will have already rested himself.
That's
I
Might as well level
Fair
the playing field.
I can get back my final spell slot, and I will be as fresh as day. After this, I can use my recovery.
I'll be good to go.
I know he will be able to do the same, but
Healing.
it means that we have those potions for during the fight.
I think that he'll be able to do it
Oh my
regardless.
god, I forgot to use fucking
Demonstration?
I think he'll be able to do that regardless of whether we go now or whether we go in another hour's time.
Yes.
Agreed.
So I think that it's better to go later and us healed than go now and us nearly dead.
twice.
Well-
good. You make sense.
If we're spending an hour resting and waiting, Callian, do you mind if I have a look at that staff you've been carrying?
Sure.
Just like
See if it does anything fancy at all. I'll just lay it out in front of me and I'll...
That was the piece you pulled out.
With the... oh no, it's like slightly stuck in. With the assistance of Manibus, I will start casting Identify.
The other side here, and the rest of it's just.
I'll use Manibus to cast the touch spell Identify through there, so I'm going to have him effectively grasping the staff, and I'm going to be
That's cool.
casting through him.
So you start your start your casting of
Identify during the...
And then as you're doing that, Amara pipes up and she says, I might be able to find out if he's here or not.
Oh.
In the sense, get an inkling. I could. Hold on. And she sort of sits down again. And her turns her.
I don't know why I didn't
Mace, was it?
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a mace. She turns it around and she.
Question. Did I get the shit kicked out of me yesterday? For any reason? I'm missing 4 hit dice. I don't remember why I would have rolled them.
Because you were down all of them, so you only got half back when we rested yesterday.
But why was I down all of them?
The temple.
Shards and temple.
Because you came back from temple and went directly to.
We slept, didn't we, after that?
Long rest would give some of those back.
Been
Yeah.
a week.
You only get how many back per
half
short
back.
rest?
Yeah, it's been a
but
couple
I
of
slept
days.
last night.
Yeah.
You did sleep around last night.
I think I've had 2 sleeps since then anyway, so.
Yeah, bring it back up. That's cool. So she turns around and she starts to mutter an incantation, a prayer, something or the other. And you can hear her sort of speaking in a language that. What languages?
Gnomish, Primordial, and Common.
Common, Infernal, Elvish, Dwarvish.
You pick up that she's speaking a prayer in Primordial.
Ooh, okay, interesting. If Myra was here, I know that would intrigue her.
Yeah. Yeah, and she seems to be.
Oh, hey.
Full health.
Is
Yeah.
it within an hour of when we arrived at the tree?
What's that?
Is it within an hour of when we arrived at the tree?
Arrived at this tree or like the previous
first one.
Probably.
You spent a while, like it was
Combat
10 minutes.
only-
Yeah, so combat didn't take too long.
Like
It was
half an
about
hour?
10 minutes there, and then another 10 minutes to cast scrying, a little bit more investigation. I'd say it's been about 40 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Since you're
Arcane
at-
language is still up.
It's not. You went down.
You've already lost that.
No, it's not concentration.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
it's-
okay.
Half an hour.
Yeah,
Alright,
you,
there you go.
you understand that she is speaking a prayer, and the wording that she's using for it, laced with magic, is basically asking or like requesting aid or requesting a sign, whether whether it's a good idea to go there.
If it's bad, then we know it's good.
Yeah. So you see the pommel of her staff. She takes about a minute to cast it, and then the pommel of her staff goes black. The mist inside it goes black, and she goes, "Well, that means that it's clear for us to go there, which means that there's probably nobody here.
Oh my god.
At least that's my interpretation. The question I asked was, is it safe for us to venture forth, or if we venture forth, will we, will it turn out good or bad? And the answer was it would turn out good, which means we would not be in danger, which means there's nobody there.
It means we went-
Or does it mean if we venture forward, he's there, we're able to
That's
kill him, and we get paid, which is good.
Which is good.
Either way, I
Take
think-
that at what you will.
Either way, I
Magic's
think
fucking stupid.
if there's an existing creature trapped at the top of this tree, we should at least go down there and
It's bones.
look around. No, yes, but
We might still be able to get some understanding from this place. If
maybe there's something there that might give us an idea of how to free the ones.
There also might be a teleportation circle.
there more than likely will be. The worst case scenario for all of us is that Silas isn't there, we don't find anything else. But if we rest and wait until the morn, when we can move again, teleport again, we go to the final location and hope that he's there.
And possibly die.
Unless the other tower has a creature atop it as well, and that means that by Brudrin being absorbed or killed by that tower, it's completing some part of Silas's puzzle. Regardless, we made the right move to leave when we did, with that other creature there.
You just made the wrong choice.
50-50.
Perhaps your Changebringer chose it for a reason. Perhaps we need this time,
Perhaps.
or perhaps not.
Also, everyone resting gets another 2 hit points. So
Everyone rests. So you're resting, right? So
Short rest.
everyone also gets an additional 2d8 plus 5 for prayer healing.
Oh dang.
Oh
okay.
god.
I
Okay.
would have rolled less hit points.
I'll roll less hit
dice.
Feel free to take off some hit dice.
Yeah.
Be like,
Oh damn. Okay, I'll use 1 to start with.
11 plus 5. So you get another 16 hit points from
Oh
that.
dang,
prayer
that'll
healing.
bring me up to like full. Okay, I'm not gonna use any hit dice then.
You need to use 1 to be able to get it though.
Oh,
right?
okay.
No, for Song of Rest you do,
Song of
not
Rest
for,
you do.
not for
Yeah.
the Prayer of Healing.
Prayer healing is
okay.
just.
That's good, I'll just use one.
Fantastic.
It's just a 10-minute cast time spell.
So is it 16 you said?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Wow, Amara didn't take any damage from that fight? That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
she
'cause, like,
was-
the
she
big
was-
thing was slashing at
yeah.
them, but we,
Just the
we
teleport.
took it down pretty
Yeah.
quick. Yeah.
She also got like anti-magic fielded a bunch.
What did we
So
get from you, Callian?
Just another 2.
Another 2.
Cool.
I am ready to go.
So wait, did I have to roll a hit dice or not?
You had to roll 1 to get. Oh, it depends how many hit dice were you missing? How many hit
So
points were you
I
missing?
had 13
Of 30.
of 30.
Oh, and then you get
then-
16 from that. Don't roll any. You don't need to roll
Yeah.
any hit dice. Don't worry about it.
So I would be down
1.
1, so it'd be 29, right?
You could ask Kelly nicely for that 1.
That's so good.
So Issa's back up, Bevel's back up, Amara's back up, and Issa.
Hey guys,
is
should I
going
take this
to
mono
use-
potion?
Do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Issa is going to use his Arcane Recovery.
I am going to do the same. So,
Good plan.
I wish I could do that also.
You see him as he's sort of resting. He seems to just meditate with his blade, and he starts to just sort of recover his.
meditate with
Spell
your blade, eh?
slots.
That's how you do it.
Is that what we're calling it these days?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will
Get
also
up to.
use my Arcane Recovery. I can get my 4th level slot back.
Hey Scott,
I'm effectively fresh. Yeah.
which skeleton was lost and what did they have on them?
That was a while back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure
Tracking
out
that
like what I've got in here.
I
We
know
can
what
do it later.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
a-
I know what mine. I know what mine have.
I don't think you'd kit them out with weapons or anything yet, anyway.
I have the other ones. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
using
I
longbows.
mean, the one that got
No.
yeeted.
No.
So I don't think you had much equipment on, other than like the robes and the
Okay,
mask.
cool.
Cool. All right.
Are all your skeletons?
So,
do all your skeletons have weapons?
Yes, they do.
Great.
2 longbows and 1 with a
Great
heavy
sword.
crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah. If I do see all of those longbows,
I do have longbows.
I would probably ask for one of those longbows.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you would have rolled down on top of all those swords and longbows.
That's fine.
I imagine they were scattered all over the fucking hell, but
They're all,
over the
they're all
hour.
bundled up relatively well.
Yeah.
I'm traveling with them. I do expect. I have taken a large number of weapons around before.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you spend the next hour just sitting and resting, licking your wounds,
Looking at a staff.
looking at. Oh, that's right. You're looking at a staff. That staff isn't. So it's not. So it's basically a +1 arcane focus. So it's a +1 arcane focus. And it's because it's made of mana stone. It can be charged, so you can store up to 3 levels worth of spell slots.
That's
3 levels
sexy.
worth of spells in it.
And there are currently no spells at no charge.
Currently, no charge in it.
Does it store
Sorry,
the spell or
up to 3.
Up to 3 levels. So, like, you could have 3 first level spells, or one
One
first
third.
level,
Do you
a
cast-
second.
A second and a first.
spells, or do you expend spell slots?
You expend spell slots.
So it's like you just store.
you
it,
store
the
spell
energy.
slots.
Can you
my
cast the
God.
spell slots out of it, or do you replenish yourself out of it? Like,
You replenish out of it.
right,
You
so
don't
it's like,
cast.
It's like a
yeah.
pearl of power.
It's
It's like a
yeah.
pearl of power. So this is an additional 4 guys
yeah.
in the staff. Sorry.
Once you put
Mana
the,
stone, man.
once you put the 3 into it, can you pull it out as one first level to 1 second level, or
No,
the same as-
the same as you put in.
Okay.
So if you, I'll
Yeah.
type it up and I'll add it to D&D Beyond. That's the one thing that I forgot to
Yeah,
do.
finishing the arc, finishing the rest and everything like that. I would kind of mosey on over towards Kellyan and then kind of explain what it does. Would you be alright if I use this or attempted to?
don't need it for anything.
To use a +1 of the arcane focus element of it, it requires attunement.
I will attune.
Cool.
I will attune. Yep.
Because otherwise, it's effectively charged mana stone.
Yeah.
And to use it as a +1 focus, you need to attune to it.
Yep. That's okay. I don't have. Is the pearl
So effective,
attuned
like-
to me?
Yeah. So effectively, if you pick up a +1 wand or +1 whatever, that's basically what it is.
Oh, I am attuned to the pearl of power. So,
Wish
yeah.
I could get sorcery points back.
All right.
That'd be so hard.
You can exchange spell slots for sorcery points, and vice versa, right?
That's right.
That attacks though.
Yes. Yeah. So I asked Kellyanne about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no use to me.
I will also provide a longbow.
Did you want to put any of those in the bag of holding?
Lighten the load.
Yeah, I can do. I'll take the bundle off
Yeah.
Cool.
and I'll wrap them up and put them in there.
So what was that?
There. So you've got a longbow now as well.
Right. I'll keep that out to the side.
So you're putting in 3 longbows,
Uh-huh.
4 long swords, and 8 scimitars.
While that process is happening as well.
It's all just in a bundle.
Yeah. I would ask Ophelia if she could retrieve
How do you think I wasn't poor before?
my 3 out of there. Which is.
How'd you get boys?
Yeah.
God, they're just gonna like.
No, they're not. You have to reach in and
You have to grab them.
Grab it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have a rule with this bag.
Yeah. All right.
I don't
I
touch
will.
it.
I will reach in and grab.
You-
Like think of the skeleton and grab a hand of the skeleton.
you think of the skeleton, you try to grab the hand of the skeleton, and
Make wisdoms.
You have to no, a very
it attacks
specific
you.
one.
Nat 20.
Why is it attack?
It just obeys your command, and if you're not given it a command, it just defends itself, right?
Yeah.
Only against if it's being attacked.
It's a hand grab.
It's a hand grabbing it out of nowhere. So it goes. So it does 1 point of damage,
Ow.
and nat 20, so it does 2 points of damage.
So we just see the arm come out. Oh.
No, like you reach in to grab it, and
Yeah.
you grab some part of it. So it's either its head or its shoulder or its bone or hand or whatever,
wasn't
and
the
it
hand.
immediately just Were you specifically thinking of the hand or the
Yes.
skeleton?
Hand of the skeleton. Yes.
No.
In which case, you grab the hand,
Yeah.
and as you pull, the hand comes. You have the hand.
Did it do damage to me or?
Nah, because
Okay, I'm just like-
it was just a hand.
Hazel?
That's not meant to happen. They're
Hand
fused
to
together by
hand.
arcane magic.
There's still skeletons. You can see the hands sort of still wriggling about.
So I can move them independently of each other. Okay. Alright.
I hand the hand to Hazel.
Hand it over.
Alright. I need you to command the other 2 that are in there with you to climb out. Exit the area you're in.
Cool. So you open the bag.
And I'm just kind of like
Kind
doing
of
like
lean
this.
back.
Yeah,
You open the
command to
bag.
Hand.
Nothing comes out.
Can you just yell into the bag, please?
Can you just go into the bag?
Make
please?
make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh, make an Arcana check.
Alright. That is a 23.
Knowing how the bag works, you have to. So when you reach into it and think of something, when you reach into it and think of something, that opens the
So
portal.
something inside of it can't will itself out.
No.
Okay. Right. Well, I guess I'm right.
So and the other thing that you realize the reason that she pulled just hands because she thought of just the hand. If she thought of the creature,
I was trying to pull it out by the hand.
Yeah. Right.
So if you think of the creature, it would.
I will attempt this time. I'll go in and I will think of bird.
You're reaching.
Yeah, I know.
You're reaching the
I'm
bag?
just looking at her feet. I'm like, if anything weird happens, or
It's a
if I
wisdom
pull
saving
anything
throw.
else, yeah. If I pull anything else out,
Just don't pull out.
that is pretty good. That is going to be a Wisdom saving throw. That is an 18.
Nice.
You're good. You reach in and
So I'm thinking of bird.
Birdie.
but
Bird, the skeleton.
Here it comes out.
And the bag opens and you manage to grab its head or something.
Yeah.
And then then the command takes hold and just
Yeah.
climbs out.
Good. Thank you. And I'll.
So all three of them climb out?
So
And the command takes hold?
No, because you were thinking of just
the
birds. So
one.
it the portal.
Materializes the one.
Oh yeah, it materializes the one. So the way I look at it is the portal opens just for bird.
Yeah. And then I will go in and I will think of
Another wisdom save, please.
another each time.
What is it that you guys are worried about in there?
Let's not talk about it with present company.
Bad things. That comes to a 11.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if Hassel is pulling out the thing, I'm just immediately taking it from back in.
Good.
No.
Seemingly good. So, okay. In that case, I'm taking out Chimp next.
And yep, this time you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
This time you don't have to worry
Oh,
about it.
I don't have to worry about it this time. Oh, and I don't kind of sense anything.
You didn't
different.
sense. You haven't sensed anything this entire time. That one time you reached in and you pulled out the scroll
I
by
think
mistake.
there's always like a lurch in Hessel's stomach though, like no matter what, there's going to be something else there. And then finally I will go and grab Fox.
Okay, cool.
You don't have Chimp.
No, I lost
died.
Beast, which was the
Oh,
Displacer
right,
Beast. Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
Beastie was my favourite.
Yeah, I got Chimp, Bird, and Fox. And I will take the hand and I will attempt to like fuse it back on.
It is like a magnet.
It is. It is very much like a magnet. You bring it back and the arcane connection just takes hold and just connects itself.
I can talk to the hand now, maybe.
You can talk to the hand.
Talk to another hand.
I will hand also all the longbows
Yep.
and stuff.
So as you are gathering your equipment and taking a rest and sort of recuperating for this time, we will take our first break.
What a first.
So you've just completed your short rest. So you've taken an hour to lick your wounds and prepare for whatever it is that awaits you ahead. Amara has cast some sort of a divination spell to let you know that if you go to this place,
Things go well.
things go well for you. Which leads her to believe that there aren't bad guys around. But yeah, that's the information you've got at the moment. You're about an hour on foot away from this place.
It's like around about 9, 10 in the morning at this point.
I'd say, yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay.
If your god thinks it's a good outcome for us, then perhaps it is still good. We get the information we need.
It was a very simple yes or no
Yeah.
sort of a response. Gods and divinity can be rather vague. My god, specifically.
Well, we should be ready for trouble all the same. Even if he isn't there now, who's to say that he might not reappear
Agreed.
if he seeks to strike us down? Or an illusion of him. As frustrating as that is.
Amara the Bevel sort of shakes his head and he just says, wizards.
I know, right? So, how do you all feel about traveling?
Well,
Good to go.
My ribs are feeling a lot better than before. Thank you, Amara. I appreciate that.
yes.
That song was nice, Callian.
That was nice.
Oh, it's nice.
Filled with confidence.
He's nice, but
It was
okay.
3 points for Gryffindor. 3 points for Gryffindor. Oh, it was 2. It was 2 points. Yeah.
Cool. So, with that, you all sort of gather your stuff.
Was excluded from my spell.
You guys gather your stuff, and Bevel leads the pack as he starts to guide you down this sort of slope. But where you've ended up is effectively just this one lone, like, cliff on like halfway down.
lucky-
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
kind of a scree slope.
Yeah.
Scree
Scree skull?
Scree slope.
screw slope. Yeah,
slope.
that thing. Down this like sort of really steep hill, but eventually, so Bevel leads you down to the base of this, and he starts to lead you. You get the sense that he's sort of picked up not a trail, but like more of a
Direction.
yeah. He knows where he is now. So he sort of starts to.
Is it still like quite a?
Well, yeah. So you've now got to the base of this.
Okay.
So at the base of it, it's just normal flatland, but yep.
So
it was
probably
pretty.
gonna be pretty bad going in terms of traveling.
You don't have goats, so it's now going to take it's difficult terrain moving.
It's an hour away.
Yeah. By goat it would be 30 minutes, but it's an hour away.
Are there any like dead trees around or anything like that?
Not that you can see.
Are
just
there
want
any
a
trees
stick.
around at all?
What's that?
Are there any trees around at
Yeah.
all?
I'm just looking for a walking stick, basically.
Yeah.
We have a staff.
You can find you can find some trees around.
Okay, cool.
Some like small
yeah.
small trees, nothing too big, and just
No,
the
you can
base
keep
of
that.
the
You can
No,
keep
not
it.
that one.
Bigger tree.
I do have a
Other
like
than
a
the very large
like-
stone tree.
not particularly.
Like big enough to come out of.
Nah, not that you can see here.
Sorry, you have a.
It's not super robust, but it was from one of the druids that we slayed underneath the underneath the ground a ways back.
Yeah,
back
I'll grab that.
Have you just been carrying that on your back since
Or just kind of like in next to the satchel. It sticks out a little bit,
Yeah.
from time to time. But Mara had one as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just use
So
that.
you have that.
Just so
Yep.
I'm not going to use it as a focus or anything. It's just a staff.
Walking stick.
It's a walking stick.
Yeah.
Just so I can have a little bit better footing, because I know that I'm probably going to slow everyone down otherwise.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Eventually, so again, Bevel knows the strengths and weaknesses of this group by now.
Yeah.
So he's making sure that the route he picks is sort of suitable for everyone. That's right. So, for the next hour, you manage to get through without too much of an issue. You hear a few rumblings and some creatures moving about amongst these hills, but nothing seems to come close enough to be a problem.
Can we see Voxman?
You can see, not from down here.
Right.
When you were up at the top, up
yeah.
there, you could,
Just see-
just a little bit. Again, it's a lot smaller here, so you can't make out a lot more detail. Like back where you were previously, you could, it was big enough in the sky where you can make out a very, very rough silhouette. But right now, it's literally just a dot in the sky that you can tell. It's like looking up at a planet and going, oh well, that I know that's Jupiter because that's where it usually is.
Don't have to tell you identify Jupiter, but anyway.
There are ways.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Cool. And you start to make your way through.
Constellation.
But yeah, eventually you get to this clearing, and it is very much very similar to the other one. And funnily enough, there's no hallucinatory terrain on this.
Traps already been.
You get there and it's empty. There's it's a similar setup. The tree in the middle, thrown in front of it, empty area in front of that, with a few rocks and bits and bobs all around,
Caves?
and caves all around the outside. Up in the tree itself, the tree is also very, very identical to the other one.
Right.
There's no discernible difference. One thing that you do notice is that this tree, those purple veins that you see on the on the mana stone. Those purple veins seem to almost be sort of shifting and moving and sort of glowing a little bit more, like actually glowing as opposed to just being inert purple veins like they are in marble.
Right.
And up in the middle of it, you can see that empty force cage. You can see the force cage, and within it you can see dragon bones.
And the force cage is still present.
It's still present. There's still, you can see those sort of golden glyphs all over it, but it's not doing that sort of those sparks of electricity. One of the other things that you'll probably notice, because your passive perception's higher than most, is that there is there's a different color to this globe. It's almost got a slightly bluish hue to it. Just looking at it from here.
The force cage.
What are you guys doing?
Does the close seem clear?
Is there a small rock or something on the ground or something?
Yeah, you can find
I want to pick it up and I want to throw it at the force cage.
You've just got to the actual threshold of this area, so it's a ways away. It's like a good 60-70 feet from where you are. The tree is 60-70 feet. The tree is 60-70 feet, and then there's 90 feet up.
Yeah. I personally can throw 200 feet. 250 feet.
Yeah.
You fling it, make an attack roll.
Here we go.
Dexterity?
Yeah, improvised weapon.
So I don't know what an improvised weapon is.
I
never use them.
Could a
D4,
rock
right?
be a monk?
No proficiency.
No proficiency.
Does it use strength or dexterity?
I'll say dex.
Okay, that's 16.
Yep. You throw it and it bounces off the force cage.
Doesn't make any. Sort of
That's
thing.
all I wanted to know. Is that it wasn't another illusion.
Yes, that's very good to know.
Yeah. We should
Scope the
get
area.
closer.
Just be careful because there might be another teleportation circle in there. Probably is.
That spyglass that you have, is the thing the same? The throne?
She hands you the spyglass.
Can just look through it.
Yep, you have a look through it, and the throne looks the same. It's it's still got the.
Well, it's identical from what I can tell.
You've also got a background.
Yeah. I just
I mean, 60 feet isn't very far.
It's the same tree but different.
So we're about 60 feet from the tree and throne.
That's about 70 feet from the throne.
Alright. Well,
If you want, I might be able to, without us actually entering the chamber, see what's going on inside.
Oh, Manus.
Yes. He doesn't have to enter. I might be able to get him to peek from the outside. It is limited sight, but still might be able to pick up something on the interior.
I think that's a good plan.
Just in case anything activates. I'm just kind of looking around the space.
Yeah.
Is he's a hand again, yeah?
He is a hand. Well, I'm going to,
It's blind sight, eh?
yeah, it's blind sight, yeah. And so, kind of like a remote control car, I'll place him on the ground and let him start to scurry up towards, first of all, towards the throne.
was there a fence around this place?
There's no. It's not a fence. It's just.
There's just stone pillars.
No, just the mountains.
It was like the grounds not being completely shared, but it's definitely flat
It's
across
flat,
this whole
okay, yeah.
space. Very artificial. Right, I'm going in. Just someone pinch me if you need me to come back.
Okay.
I'll
I do
relay
wanna-
what I can find.
While he's climbing in, just get 15 feet, 20 feet closer.
Yep.
Not too close, but just close enough that I think the tree and throne are back in 60 feet.
Yep.
So I'm doing Divine Sense again.
I'll stay as
See if it
close as...
feels the same sort of desecrated ground
Yep.
on everything as before.
I'll
Very much
follow
so.
up with...
Cool. So
Kelly.
you're
I'm staying
Kelly up
with
there.
Thistle.
You're with Hessel.
Cool.
And you let Manibus head off.
Yeah. So Manibus is. I'm controlling Manibus going closer. I'm just going to send a mental command to the silent ones to draw and ready their bows.
You hear the clacking of bone as it just
Right. And I will
Yep.
carry
so
on.
Manibus makes its way over to the tree on the throne, clambers up on it and onto the inside. What's the radius of your blind sense?
I believe it's.
Or blind sight?
I believe it's 30 feet, but I will just check that very quickly for you.
15.
Blind sight 30 feet.
Okay.
Blind beyond this radius. So effectively,
mean-
I pick the direction and I'm like, okay, that's the direction, cool. And I go into Manibus and I start
And skitter,
piloting
yeah.
that way.
Cool,
Yeah.
that's fine. Eventually, the throne comes into view, and then as you clamber on it and around and inside, you get to the inside, and what you can see, or what you can sort of sense through Manibus is that there is a sort of a hum of the arcane in here. Like it's just like so with the way your blind sight works, it's just like it's almost like that sonar from the and with also just sort of mapping out the physical things that are around, there also seems to be some sort of you can sense the arcane energy within this space.
Yeah, Hessel just kind of whispers, there's a lot of energy here, a lot of power.
Yeah.
Hearing that, so would have gone back after doing that. If I'm back when he says that.
Yep, I'd say be back.
15 feet away, we can hear him.
Turn to Issa. I think that means the stone is charged. The tree.
Probably. He points up at the dragon bones and he says, "If that was a dragon of Brudrun's size, then yes, this entire tree is probably pretty charged."
Then charge your shit and let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I think you can restore your teleport with it.
I can certainly try, but do you not think there might be wards placed on it?
I feel like it's worth the
Possible.
risk.
If it means we get another shot to hit it.
I'll touch it first if you want to. I mean,
Kind of have to.
I'm a nice test dummy.
Well, it's more of a. I don't think it's just touching it. It's more of drawing from it that you
Yeah,
need to.
I mean, I don't know if he understands the magic behind it well enough to be able to manipulate that.
Would it be one use and done? Just like the small stones? Or something this big?
With something this big, I don't know what the limits of it would be. It's not something you read about.
I'm worried.
Turns all into sheep.
Rude on it.
If I can't,
Reality warps.
yeah, if I can't see anyone inside,
All humanity are now sheep.
I'll tell Manibus to return and I'll kind of come back.
Cut to the start of
Not seeing anyone or anything inside, but there is a huge amount of energy here. This thing is charged big time. I have one possible idea that might save us from having to go through that before. Not blaming you. That was situation. I suppose these things happen. I still have the ability to send to him. If I can lure him here with the threat of destroying this tree if he doesn't show himself to negotiate, he has these runes in here for that teleportation circle. If we can bring him here to us,
Do we really want to bring him to a fully charged mana tree?
that's a fair point, actually.
I also
Didn't
don't- if
maybe
he's-
think of that.
I also don't know if there's any way for us to destroy it, so
It
we
might
don't
not be a credible
need a
threat.
way. We just need a threat. We have someone who
If-
can interact with Mana Stone in weird ways.
If you were extraordinarily hurt and you were out of resources or running low on resources, if someone was going to make that threat, would you risk your life? I don't think you'd come. Especially having a good idea of what our skill set is. I think he's got a better insight. I think he has
people and let it be that.
I think he has a better insight into what we can do than we think.
If his other tree is like this one, already charged, all he needed was that last one, then he has no reason but to wait for it to be finished.
I think we got to go to him.
So how then do we do that? We're going to have to.
Issa charges this shit up and we teleport to the next one.
I feel like that's
Either we
a bad idea.
Either we
I
risk
feel like
that,
that's the only way.
Or we could just,
It's that, or we walk and it takes a week.
Well, we'd need until the
We just
until
need
the
until the
morning.
morning.
2 days.
But we need until the morning for him to be able to.
Assuming Brujan lasts that long.
I want to fight him before he gets his spell slots back.
That's
And his arcane power back. I'd rather use this. He's got this resource for himself here to use for some reason. If we can take him, we can use it to get ourselves strong enough to chase him down. I feel like that's a great advantage against us. I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
The only fear I have is that when I touched that stone in,
Have you tried identifying the tree?
I haven't. I can use detect magic as well, but I certainly can try and
Have you tried
identify it.
identifying it?
We should try
No,
that.
That might give us a bit more insight into
I'll
what
go
it is.
sit in the throne. Be right back.
Maybe.
And then I kind of stop. I'm like, I could have Manibus touch the tree and cast. I feel like that's a little bit safer,
Yeah,
maybe. I'll try that. Yes.
I might give you a hand.
All right. I have
So we
one.
got 3.
I'm just pointing at
No,
Manibus
well-
like that, you know. Yeah.
And he whistles, and sort of from you see within his coat, from within his coat you see pop out an otter.
How is he keeping an otter in there?
It's a familiar.
It's just an
So-
option.
this
Otters are
like
big, man.
this like really
There's canonical Kelly sound.
so there's this. It's got this really like almost like a sand colored coat of fur, and it just pops its head out from
Have
the.
any of us seen an otter before?
That's a
there
legendary
otters on
sand
the
otter.
Uh,
otters.
potentially, but I don't know if they'd wander close to the burrow.
I mean, there's river otters and there's sea otters. They are very different.
I don't know. It's an otter.
Sea otters
If
are
it was bigger, it'd be an
terrifying.
Ottoman.
Oh.
If they created a kingdom, it'd be the Ottoman Empire.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's up in the Dyewood.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this is a river otter.
Yeah.
Okay. So the scary kind.
Sure.
Good. Good. We'll get a little closer and try together.
Yes.
Sorry, that's Silas's character. Silas is familiar.
And you
with the otter.
and you see Issa's eyes sort of roll back into his skull as the otter just jumps down and just
It's Manibus
rushes
right.
off.
Yeah, Hessel kind of just takes a knee, staff in hand, boom, kind of directing any face of the staff slightly towards the tree, and then goes.
Pretty symmetrical.
It's
thing on,
symmetrical.
yeah.
Just right, cool. Just place it on the ground and pilot Manibus and start going towards the throne with his otter friend.
Yeah.
Do we think it would be a bad idea to break this throne?
I think we should just wait until they've identified things.
And I will attempt to cast Identify, but at the same
Then
time,
we can make
obviously,
decisions of what to do.
taking or using the assistance of Easter in that process, trying to
So-
combine our.
Yeah, so he also starts to cast Identify, and effectively, both of you start to speak the words and the incantation and stuff in sync eventually, as the spell starts to take hold. While it's going to take about 10 minutes for you guys to cast it. What are you guys doing for 10 minutes? Is there anything in particular, or?
I want to draw in my notebook the rune that I saw in that flared up
Yep.
in the thing, and I want to ask Ro about the one up top and see if together, like, when we looked at it, we can kind of trace it out and remember what it looked like.
The one up top was pretty intricate.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty intricate, like,
Okay.
arcane circle. So, like, remembering all of it is like glancing at a picture of an arcane circle online and then trying to remember what it.
But I can always probably get the rune the divination one.
Yeah, the divination rune's fine because it was just a singular rune, which
Yeah.
which you were able to trace out.
Okay.
But the one up top.
Yeah, and sort of just think about options.
I'm gonna go to the cave because why not?
Yeah.
The caves and just have a peek in.
So you walk over to the cave and sort of shove one of those boulders out the way.
It's Jesus.
Oh Lord,
The
you come.
reveal.
Yeah. You peek inside. You can see those sort of similar. You can see those carts and stuff that were in the previous one. Those are in there. Are you going in, or are you?
Is there enough space to go past the boulder?
Yeah, I'd say if you shove it out of the way enough, you can squeeze through. And given enough time, you'll be able to do that. That's not too much of an issue.
Mm-hmm. I am going to go inside. I'm going to be very wary of booby traps.
Yep.
On the way in.
Make an investigation check.
Oh.
20.
Nice. Yeah. You step in, and there doesn't seem to be any booby traps that you can see.
Cool.
And,
I'm gonna head over to the cart.
Cool. So you head over.
Shit and
Yep.
just look through it.
You head over to the carts and you open up one of them, and just sort of going through all of these things, they seem like the stuff that's been taken. Like this is
The bandits stole.
stolen goods. Like
Brilliant.
so you get the sense that a lot of what this is where this is all stored. And then you also find supplies for sort of effectively setting up a camp, like just
I'd assumed it worked.
exactly.
Tents.
Yeah. So there's loot, there's tent, there's tarps, there's
Tangerines.
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
10 minutes.
foods
I'll
and
just
stuff.
start looking through the first one. I'll just be skimming for what looks like either a coin purse or a chest that might be locked or something.
yeah. Roll an investigation check to see if you
That's
can,
what 20.
yeah, for searching for traps.
15.
That's so good.
Cool.
Like it's another net 20 from over here.
Just casually nat 20 his way through this place.
I'll say in that time, sort of looking around, you'll find about, I want to say about 85, 90 gold pieces in various small pouches. But you're unable to find sort of like a big chest. You reckon there's probably a stash here somewhere. Like it's coin, so
their main gold stash would be somewhere they've probably gone through and taken most of the stuff out of the carts.
Exactly.
And put it somewhere more secure.
exactly.
Alright.
So you're doing that. You're sketching. What are you doing?
I want to I'll ask Mara if I can borrow her spyglass again.
Do-
And I want to have a look at that force cage, seeing it
Yep.
looked a little different, and see if I can.
Yeah, so when you start looking at the force gauge, you realize why it looks different. It looks as if it's full of some sort of a fluid.
Liquefied them?
Well,
Dragon juice.
it when I say fluid, not necessarily like
Liquid.
liquid. I mean, there's something that's this force gauge is like imagine a hamster ball full of water.
Yeah, I'm picturing just like someone's just taken a chunk of the ocean.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It looks like that. But the
Fish in it.
whatever the fluid is, it's not a deep blue like water would be. It's like a very light, shimmery blue, almost like the
Mana potions?
almost like no, not like mana potions. Like a very very light. It's like to the point where you can see through it. Like, that's why you can see the dragon bones and stuff. And
That's what's giving it the tint of different.
that's what's giving it the
Yeah.
tint of different color is the fact that it's full of something, either gas or a liquid that's just like very light bluish color. It doesn't seem to be swirling or anything of that sort. It's just still.
Yeah.
And the dragon bones are sort of resting at the bottom of the force cage.
I worry that if Isa touches this thing,
Yeah.
Immediately.
if Isa or anybody tries to charge from this thing, that it's gonna just, suck them into it or something.
Hopefully that's their spell will tell them if it try to do that or not.
Cool. So, as 10 minutes complete, you and Issa get a bit of information. Like usually with identify, it's whatever you're touching, that's what you're identifying.
Yeah.
Because the two of you are casting it together, what it's doing is taking a step further and trying to assess what this entirety of this thing is. Like not just the tree, but the tree and the enchantments that are within it being used. What you gather is that this Mana Stone tree is being used as a conduit to first of all drain. So Mana Stone's inherent property of holding arcane charge is being used effectively to hold this dragon's life force. Like
and they're inherently magical beings.
Magical beings and immensely powerful magical beings. That's one element of it. The second element of it is that this energy is it's connected to the third Mana Stone tree. So you get the sense that this one and the first one that you went to, those were to collect and then channel into the third one.
Which is the pull. Right. Right.
The one that we didn't go to.
Yep.
That's right. The one that also, I believe, is in the middle of the two.
Yep.
Yeah, it's down here by the coast.
Yep. You get the sense that it's... So whatever this is, it's... The use of it could... There's tons of uses. It's like having two nuclear reactors charge whatever the fuck you're charging, and then use that energy for something.
Some nefarious purpose.
I assume that I mean, just sort of out of character wise, that energy is more just like the converted and drained energy rather than it's captured the soul of the creature.
It's whatever. So it's dragons being. So there is an element of that of Soul Cage as a spell. So the Force Cage up at the top, it is a modified version of Force Cage. Being the way it's been cast, and you get effectively a breakdown of how this has been cast.
Yeah.
What's been done is the spell Force Cage has been added as a trap or contingency.
Yeah.
So first of all, the spell contingency has been modified and upcast by using the Mana Stone tree as a
like a focus.
But to do something like that, you need multiple mages to be able to do that. And that's been done. That's step one, is to be able to upcast contingency so that when whatever creature comes in the thing, casts Force Cage. But now the next, to take it a level further, is that Force Cage that's to be cast has to be a much more robust one, because otherwise this dragon's gonna bust out, right? Yep. So Force Cage just it stays. It doesn't have it's gonna expire in an hour condition, and it's also got a condition that it can't be dispelled from anything less than divine intervention or a wish spell. Thirdly, it's also that Force Cage is also being used as a place to hold whatever the fuck this dragon's turned into, which is so an element of it is the spell the Soul Cage, to capture, and then whatever Mana Stone does, it's been sort of amplified somehow to contain it all in this one space, and you can tell that this is being this is currently just stored. The sort of drain and transfer portion of whatever this is hasn't been activated yet.
Okay, right.
So are you saying all of this out
loud?
No.
This is so
all just like
this has all been so this dragon's been drained, and this is just sitting here.
But that was just the other tree still draining.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is the one we're at right now. Skeleton tree.
It takes
which is stored.
About 2.5 hours. You get roughly to drain a creature as powerful as Brudrun.
Oh fuck!
Yep.
That's not good. I kind of as soon as when that hits, I kind of look at Issa. I'm like,
15 minutes.
I'm like, oh god.
Yep.
Oh god.
We've got 15 minutes.
We need everyone. We need everyone.
No, we've got 5
right
minutes.
now. We need everyone right now.
No?
Yes, we spent 15 minutes at the last place,
Yeah.
and then we spent an
There's
hour
no way.
short resting, an hour walking,
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about
and we
that.
spent 10 minutes identifying this. We've got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we can
Just
stop,
letting everyone know how
Yeah.
much time we have.
if we can stop him, it needs to be
No.
right now. We need a way to get you power, energy somehow.
I think...
There's got to be a way we can use this tree. Wise
we all
Mason,
touch
we need all of
together.
us. Yeah, perhaps there's a way.
Let's do
Maybe
it
if
now.
we have you at the end of the chain, we might be able
It's
to.
up to you, Isa.
Issa looks.
I held up the other
Yeah.
mana potion. I'm like,
Issa looks at you and he's just like you see like his
Oh, brain whirring.
brain
Yeah,
whirring like
Slap him with a room, just...
What are you thinking?
I don't know if that would work, but I can
Let's
give you. I can give
talk
you
this on the move.
a room.
Yeah, we'll be getting closer towards the tree.
potentially on the tree.
You want me to charge the tree?
Yeah,
You got one left.
he points at the
One
thing. He says, "I don't know what that would do. I don't know how it would react,
We
but
don't,
it's."
we don't have a lot of time.
I'm
Why
gonna
not?
pulling us out of the cave because Kelly and
Yeah.
Joe...
I will start walking. I'm gonna run towards.
Issa's
the tree.
gonna walk
This
walk
might
towards.
kill me, so
Ron,
We should try not to let
just-
that happen.
I'm just gonna shout towards Mason's direction and just effectively, very, very quickly, as best as
you
possible,
might all want to
concisely.
actually stand back.
Just
That's a
we've
good
got
plan.
5 minutes to save Rudra.
Yeah. We've got 5 minutes to save Rudra. We're trying something now. See if that works.
Everyone get out of the way.
No.
Give me 1 second.
Do we stand back or do we touch it?
No, you don't. No one else touch it at the moment. Just.
Give me a quick
Have you heard
sec.
of that play, Guardians of the Galaxy?
That good old play.
We just got a head rush.
That's a galaxy.
Give us the galaxy.
Here everyone was like 2.5 hours and you're like, oh, that's bad. And I'm like, wait.
Guardians of the Plains.
We've just spent 2 hours and 25 minutes doing things. Fuck.
Oh my
I
god.
can make
Right.
myself have more rooms as well. Needed as well. I've got 3 sorcery points that I've used. I've still got more. I can convert those.
You might only need one.
I can try one. I have one.
Let's start with one.
go.
We don't know what it's going to do when that.
Never done an
We don't have time to think.
Okay.
And the
Everyone
rest of you
stand back.
stay back.
Brains take too long.
He gets to the tree and he sort of starts to look around and he says, if it's going to do something, if it's going to react and expel rock and energy, we want to direct it as opposed to just.
Just tell me where.
And you watch him sort of look around the tree to find some form of a divot or like anything, and you see him. There's like areas where the roots split, and he points in the middle of that.
Quickly recast me around.
And you watch him start to.
You've already had it up still. It's an 8 hour
it's
cut.
an 8 hours.
Yeah.
You're good.
You watch him start to trace some runes into the air, and he says, "I'm going to do something that will potentially keep you safe, but who knows?"
Well, hopefully
But it's
prevent-
fast.
I'm gonna do with the spell slot I got back from Hunt's Power at the short rest.
Yeah.
I cast Enhance ability for Charisma on you.
Okay.
Cool.
So what does that do?
Advantage on Charisma checks and etc.
Okay.
Spellcast checks.
Yeah, as he gets there, he says, "Place your rune and attempt to,
Channel it.
attempt to just control whatever chaos comes out.
Everyone stretch for that.
In my general direction.
And you're okay.
Do you need a focus?
Charging his teleport.
I've got one."
All right.
You see him draw his sword.
Yeah.
All right.
Which
I kind of put one hand out towards
Yeah.
Issa.
yeah. And he sort of braces.
And I'll.
Okay. I want you to make a roll a d20, add your charisma modifier,
I roll it 2d20s, right?
Yeah.
add your charisma modifier, add your proficiency modifier. You're looking for a
it's a
DC.
spell attack.
You're looking for a DC of 17.
Oh boy.
So make a spell.
You can always roll them one at a time, if that makes it easier.
Just
Do whatever you
Okay, that
want.
doesn't
Do whatever
count.
you
One
want.
at a time takes too long.
Yeah.
We have 4 minutes. That's a lot. We're good.
One of those was very
I
bad.
see double-digit number. We're okay.
Oh, I'm glad I used my last person.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I add my charisma.
And your proficiency.
Okay.
So it's just like a spell attack.
It'll be 7 or 8.
So 16 plus 7.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Okay. What are you? What are you visualizing as you?
Basically,
Power in the main.
trying to draw power from the tree and direct it.
Sweet. So as you start to think of that,
Acting as a conduit.
yeah. So as you,
There's my last one.
as you,
Slap the runes.
as you start to rune onto it,
Rune.
as you start to rune onto it, you see so initially there is a bit of resistance, but then your sort of raw arcane energy seems to sort of almost mingle with whatever the fuck is going on with this tree, and you can feel just a surge. Like it's almost like it's almost like tapping a keg, and then not having to tap. Sort of
No spigot.
No spigot, yeah, and just gushes out.
I'm gonna try not to give too much.
Yeah, and as you do that, it just blasts through. You can see sort of you can start to see your veins as they start to glow in a radiant sort of a color, and everywhere the rune usually appears, you see it light.
So hands.
Yeah, so not just the ones that you
Ones I
had.
don't have access to yet.
Yeah, you see them all sort of flare up.
I mean, I'm wearing a disguise, but you guys would still be able to definitely
Yeah.
see the glow.
And as all of that happens, it's just this immense. So your mind goes back to when you went unconscious on the mines. That immense power underneath the surface. It feels like you've tapped into that. And as you do, you direct it towards Issa, and there's this blast of just white hot radiant energy just towards Issa. And Issa holds his blade out in front of him. He's going to expend a. He's got a 5th level slot left, which he got back from the potion. He's going to expend that and go into sort of a little blade dance so that he's able to reduce the damage from it.
Yeah.
So he reduces damage from it. I need you to roll 60-10.
Roll those dice. Clock everyone jump on the beat. In the
I've only got 3, so.
Roll twice. Got this.
1,
Times
6. Do you want me to roll more?
Yeah, you need 60.
So that was 1,
10.
10. 10. Another 20.
29.
So
29?
that's-
29 total.
So that's 6 dice.
Yeah, 29
That's it.
total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60, 10. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Right, it was just 6. Okay.
Yeah, 29 total.
he reduces that damage to like 4 points of radiant damage.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Using Song of Defense.
And regains 29
Hey,
spell
well,
levels.
if,
Yes.
I think if Bevel and Amara didn't know something was up with Ophelia, they definitely know now.
But as soon as you finish that,
I'm gonna try and stop it.
Yeah, you're able
Yeah.
to. That was sort of the whole. You managed to wrench your sort of connection from this tree. As effectively, what you've done is you've tapped into it, released a bit of that energy, and then slapped it with some tape.
Yeah.
Was that like
Flex
that?
tape.
Flex tape?
That thing. Yeah, that's basically what you've done.
Magical flex tape.
Yeah.
Phil Swift.
And as soon as you do that, all of your runes disappear. But you notice that Issa, his sword currently has this sort of radiant glow that's emanating from it. And he says,
Ophelia kind of just staggers back from the tree.
"This is not going to last very long. We need to use it. Come quick."
Everyone quick in! And I'll start running in. I will command my 3 to follow me. I don't know if they're going to be able to come with.
There's Issa plus 8.
Issa
is
plus
teleport.
8. Yep. So they are.
You said they're objects.
They're corpses. They're creatures.
Skeleton.
They're reanimated skeletons. I said they were creatures.
Grab the weapons. Grab the weapons.
He's incredibly lightheaded.
Oh yeah, it's like being charged by all of the energy and then having it all taken away.
Yeah.
So it's like having all of the caffeine rushes and then none of them.
Yeah.
And then the crash that follows after as
Yeah.
well.
I'm going to quickly run over towards them. I'm going to say,
I'm
give
gonna
me your
say
weapons.
you have a level of exhaustion just
That
for
makes total sense.
I'm going to take the 3 longbows and the quivers up, and I'm going to look at the 3 of them, and I'm going to say, march until you can't march anymore. If you find a river, walk into it. Wade deep.
They turn and they start to walk off.
I just kind of wait for a second, and then turn back towards the others.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just like, hey, let's go.
Issa runs up and
I'll head over to the lot of them.
and you see he doesn't even like he doesn't do his usual somatic components. He just runs up and swings, and as he does, you see the energy extend and expend from the sword and just go wrench open that area in spaces opens, and you all feel yourself just go back in.
Here we go again.
What are you holding?
Bows
Oh.
and quivers.
Where is it? Teleport. I'm going to say this time I'm going to call this scene casually.
Yes.
Just because you're using the energy from the tree for the teleportation.
He still pretty much didn't Issa, he just told them to go home.
The energy just has to follow the path.
Yeah, basically.
Energy doesn't have to follow the path.
That's why I'm saying it's scene casual.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a familiar place.
Nope. Not at all.
One.
Fucking.
Oh god.
God damn.
Please tell me we're gonna arrive
Roll with advantage or some shit.
Similar location is the worst. I don't like that he's rolling against. And rolling against bad for us.
Yeah, rolling again is a mishap.
I'm aware.
I rolled a fucking 1, a 0, 1. Like, what
Can you
even?
stop rolling mishaps? That will kill our party.
Sweet, I'm tired.
Okay. Great. We topple right into the middle of it after the party's dead.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And again, and for a second time, you feel yourself just sort of jettisoned into some place, and the immense cold that takes over you is just insane. And then again, you feel yourself crush and crumple into this space, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. You start to feel that it starts to hurt, and you try to scream, and there's no sound that comes out, and then finally you feel
God, I hate teleporting.
yeah, and then you feel everything come back to normal, just and you appear.
We take damage.
Yes, you would have. You would have taken.
Yes, we have.
I'm just gonna roll it on here just because it
Well, I'm
is-
glad I held on to one potion.
It's 3d10 each, right?
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh my god, I might be down.
Was there a bit of cold mixed in there?
2 mishaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 mishaps.
So it's 60-10.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just rolled
yeah,
29 damage.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I've got right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I did
17
literally
cold.
just say we're all gonna show
17 cold.
That's a lot.
And
I'm resistant to cold. How much is half of 17?
8.
17 cold and 20 force.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down.
29! God damn it.
Wait. How much is that total?
37.
What?
17.
17 and
Okay.
17 and 20, yeah.
I'm down, but I'm not dead, right?
That's correct.
I was
Okay.
full.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it
you're
crumbles
just-
like a paper doll.
You appear again. But this time you appear like right outside, of. It says Issa was not trying to get you right in the middle of the
Oh, okay,
tree.
that's good.
But like you appear right, like on the outskirts of this encampment. And here, from where you are, you can see into this camp, and this is a bustling camp. Like, there's in the middle. There's a tree, and up at the top of the tree, you can see somebody walking about. Amara looks through the spyglass. She doesn't actually put it up against her eye. She keeps it at a distance, but looks through it, and she sort of turns back. And she says, "You want to look at this?"
I'm gonna run over towards Ophelia.
Oh,
I'm gonna take out the.
Oh shoot! She passes the spyglass over to the next person who's
On the
around,
ground.
and she pumps a 3rd level cure wounds into you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna drink my last potion.
Yep.
Ditto.
I might also do that too.
I have a superior on me.
Okay, that's good. 8d4 plus 8. Ooh.
You get 20 hit points back.
Let's just roll them on here.
I got 7.
Yeah.
I got 1/11th of my hit points back.
1/11.
Of my hit points back on that potion. I got 7 hit points back.
Oh.
What? With the Supreme?
No, with a regular one.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad then.
I used my Supreme one at first.
I have one regular healing potion left, which I'm going to take immediately.
Yep. You can take that immediately. And who's... so Amara's passed the spyglass over to whoever.
I'll take it.
Cool. And she's basically said you want to take a look at this. Are you looking through it at the moment, or you...
Yes.
Cool. So as soon as... So, make a perception check.
That's poor.
10.
Okay. So what you see is, you see
Yes.
what look to be four wizards, along with Silas at the top of the tree in the middle. There's no force cage on the top of this one, but there is a sort of a black, almost. It's not a dais, it's not an altar. It's just like think of a stalagmite.
Yep.
Yeah,
like
stalagmite. Yeah. So you think of a stalagmite, but at the end of it, there seems to be a sort of a black, smooth black monostone sphere. But something that you would have, I don't know if you would have noticed it with that roll. You can see a monostone sphere at the top of it, and there's 4 wizards standing around it, seemingly chanting.
We're doing a beam.
I have a question for you, Vedant, my very good friend. You said the outskirts of the camp is 60 feet away from the tree.
No, not necessarily.
You said that wasn't the last one. Is it still the same distance?
It's where you can. So it's total 150 foot square. Tree's not in the center. It's trees on one end.
And so we're
You had walked in front. You'd walked in here. Yeah, you'd walked in around about there. This time you're there somewhere, just because.
He's trying to get us in the thick of it, I guess.
So how far exactly are we from the tree?
About 100. Yeah, I'd say about 160, 170 feet. If like straight line, but you'd probably have to sort of bypass people and things.
Yeah.
Would there be a way to get 150 feet away without being in contact with people?
No, there's you're here. There's an entire camp of bandits and mercenaries and other creatures between you and the tree.
Okay, so the tree's on the other side.
The tree's on the other
We're
end
on the other
there.
side there.
Yeah.
We could go around.
So
but
yeah, I'm just using this as just like a
I got you.
reference of if that's 150 square, trees there.
We don't have time to fuck around. We've got maybe 3 minutes.
Okay, I need to get 20 feet closer and.
I'll say a lot of the talking and planning has just been out of character. We'll say, yeah, you've got about 4 to 5 minutes.
With 5 minutes, we learned that.
Yeah. Right. If we're going to do this, we need to try and get past all of that
4 minutes later.
So
and get up there.
We finished with the description. I see the orb.
Yeah, so you see the orb at the top, and there's 4 wizards holding their hands out and
We
seemingly
need to kill the wizards.
and seemingly chanting something.
Take Kelly to the top. I can get myself to the front door and try to hold people out as much as possible so they can't come up.
You really want me up there?
We're all going to have to go.
You're the person that can get someone the furthest without being in contact with people.
I can only go 90. I can only go 90 feet.
I can run, but I still got to run past everyone. You can take Callian with you, who can be in melee with people.
To the top.
To the top.
Unless there's any other way we can get
I've
all
got.
up
No, sorry. Issa speaks up.
there. Yeah.
I can take one person.
One person. Right, who do we want to be up there?
I'll be in
You
the
take
front
Mason
door.
to the base, and Issa takes me to the top.
If I go, I can try and stall him. Maybe. That would give the time for the rest of you to get there.
Alright, I need
But-
you. Then we need to be away from these people, otherwise you will take damage.
We need to go closer. But
I'm saying that my thing leaves a thunderstep, makes a boom where you left.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going into the thick of it.
Yeah. I don't.
I'm staying in the front door.
Issa pipes up and he says, I might be able to make a distraction.
Right.
Well, actually,
Distraction.
I mean,
Which might give you a clear shot to run across all the way there as soon as you can.
That works.
Clear a path, as it were.
I just need to get closer so I can fireball the top of that.
That's still going to draw everyone to where the fireball came from. What's your plan?
You need to get about 30 feet to be
20
able
feet. 20 feet ahead, yeah.
20 feet ahead?
No,
Yeah.
no, you need to get 60 feet closer. You can only teleport 90 feet. It's
No,
a
I don't need
dangerous-
teleport. I need fireballs.
If you want to throw
150.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fucking run.
We need to get to the top. Someone needs to get to the top.
I can take someone to the top. Before we do that, I want to clear up
Away?
a path for
Right,
everyone.
let's go.
Okay.
Do it.
Do you want
And
me
I'm ready to
to...
go with you.
Take yourself
Lisa,
with you.
do you want me
I'm taking with you.
to fireball in the middle?
No.
Okay.
I will take you.
Right.
You see Issa, he reaches into his robes and pulled out what you see is a small, about like that big, a brass lamp. And he sort of just whispers into it. He says, I'm calling in my favor.
Oh, that's a genie.
And
Oh, gee.
and he flings the lamp out forward, and as he does, you see it start to spin in the air, and from it you see from the tip of the lamp, sand starts to just start pouring out as it starts to spin in place, starting to create a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger sandstorm.
I'm creeping closer and closer, trying to get as close as I can so that I can just bounce to the door and follow
Yeah.
as soon as I can.
Yeah, cool. You start to make it to that, and you see this large sort of sandstorm start to erupt, and you see all of these people that are scattered in this area look up towards the source of this. You see Silas at the end also look up to figure out what's going on.
These fucks again!
And as this entire sandstorm just erupts, it doesn't last very long. It's like a few seconds as this entire area seems to be almost covered in sand for a second, and then it all dissipates. And there's a moment of silence, and you start to see the sand on the ground start to quiver. You see a hand form. You see another and another and another as this army of warriors just made of sand emerges from the ground, just scimitars in hand, like curved scimitars in hand, very like Arabian looking garb, but they're made of sand.
We'll just say I just felt a little bit of like a shiver down my spine.
Yeah.
That.
And he says, "Go."
I run how much closer did I manage to get?
I'd say you got about say you got about 10-15 feet.
I'm running
Because
I'm running 135 feet closer.
Yeah.
I'm just booking it as
You-
fast as I can to the door.
Yeah,
You start to book it.
Hell of a
If those
distraction.
people are distraction, I'm going 20 feet forward.
Yeah.
So I can.
Yeah, you run 20 feet forward, you bolt, and you see this entire camp just what the fuck for a second as these new warriors that have emerged start stabbing.
Yeah.
You see them just like any other living creature, mercenary, bandit immediately has their sword out, but is getting slashed the fuck up.
Surprise round.
Surprise round. an entire army that has a surprise round.
Yeah.
God, that's so sexy.
The Singadian Empire is fucking scary.
So, as this happens, we'll take our next break.
Oh
And
boy!
we'll pick up at the start of the next